film that så är det ju något för en chatt.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are at. How y'all doing today, tonight, this evening? You are looking at me live from somewhere in Wyoming. And with me tonight, I'm very pleased to have a couple of guests. And let me get rid of that music so we can all hear a little bit. That's some good beats though, dude. Like it. I like it. All right, we'll get rid of that. All right, so we have one other person here that we have live on stream with us, video-wise, and then we have one doing audio. And so we're going to start with Borges Actual, whose first name is Alex, and we'll let him do a quick introduction of himself, please, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a fintech product manager at a company moving TradFi to Web 2.0, and very excited to be doing some new work in Web 3.0 space and crypto mining, all that fun jazz. So happy to talk about it. Good to be here.
Very good. All right. Well, we're definitely happy to have you here as well. We got a streamer that's on right now. This is somebody, he met me in Rome when I was in Italy in September behind the Castle Sant'Angelo. So Julian Bocci, ciao, baby. Nice to have you here. Thanks for tuning in live from Italy. It's good to see you. And so next up, we have E-Money and E-Money 2 Zips. Go ahead and give an intro of yourself for the crew here.
Hey guys, it's your boy E-Money. I am a dude. I don't really have a lot of chops in the industry. I just happen to be really good at finding myself in places where I learn a lot really quickly. I love helping people out and growing things, and I guess that's enough for people to get over how annoying I am. Beautiful.
All right. Thank you very much, E-Money. And my name is Joseph, also known as CryptoSonar. And I've been doing some stock streaming, crypto streaming, NFT streaming for almost a little over a year now. Took a break when I moved from one state from Washington State over to Wyoming. And so I've been in the crypto space now since late 2017. And I got involved with that by starting out to do some Ethereum mining. I needed a hobby at the time. It was around the holidays. I said, well, what is this crypto thing that I heard about way back in 2014 and did absolutely nothing with, and then turned around and decided, hey, I'm going to look into this. And so I ended up starting to mine Ethereum, and I'm still mining Ethereum to this day. And we'll do another one. We'll do another video at another time. I also am mining helium as well. And we might have a little time to talk about that tonight. We're going to be on for quite a while. We hope that you guys are tuned in for a while. We hope that you like the content. If you do me a favor. If you're on Twitch, go ahead and hit the follow button. I don't care if you subscribe or not. If you want to, great. You can use your Prime for that. Everybody gets a free month. And if you are over on YouTube, definitely hit the subscribe button. And if you're really crazy, and if you ever wanted to do a donation, CryptoSonar.eth is mine. And Alex, do you have an ENS yet, Alex?
Yeah, I do. BorgesActual.eth.
BorgesActual.eth. Very cool. And then E-Money, you have one as well, correct?
Yes. Check my footwork.eth and E-Money2Zips.eth.
Very cool. Now, if you are sitting here wondering what the heck that was we just talked about, if you remember back when the dot-com boom started or not, everybody was clamoring for names. And one of the names that you can do is you can basically purchase whatever name you want. If it's available, you can get it .eth.eth. And this is something new, and it can absolutely replace your Ethereum address for cryptocurrency, which is kind of a cool thing. And that, I believe, came out a couple years ago. I want to say about 2 years ago. I've only been doing it for about a month or so on the ENS. I tried to get USFL for the new football league in the United States that starts up this spring. I didn't get it. I was 2 days too late, but I did get CryptoSonar.eth. So what we'll do is we're going to start off, and what you're seeing on the screen right now is I do a lot of charting, and so this is kind of my jam. way back in the day, I used to work for a couple Wall Street firms and learned a whole bunch of stuff on how to lose everybody's money. So that was kind of fun. So now I do it basically. This is kind of my jam. So when we look at some of the cryptocurrencies, what you'll see, I know it's probably a little hard to see on the top right screen, but these are all my trackers. I use a program called TradingView, and if I have some time later, I'll drop those links into the chat over on over on Twitch. And it says I sound a little bit echoey, but that's okay. Let me turn this down just a little bit. We'll see if that fixes it. But that's okay. And the other two guys, the other two crew here we're going through a streaming service here. So ETH is currently at 3385.52. One of the interesting things is over the last year, so the last 52 weeks, Ethereum has actually increased by 178%. And so while everybody's running around talking about Bitcoin, I'll go over to the Bitcoin chart. And over the last 12 months, Bitcoin is only up 5.69%. So if you had only held Ethereum over the last year, you would have made 174% versus 5 or 6% on Bitcoin. And I do due diligence on my Ethereum. I do a lot of things as far as range bound. I know I posted some things in the Wall Street Bulls chat a few weeks ago, and we talked about Ethereum, and I said, hey, great range to break, 3350-ish up to 3675. I'll be buying dollar cost averaging on the way down to 3,300-ish, scaling in. I expect selling to end by the end of the first week of January. Well, we're just about at the first week of January. I think, Alex and E-Money, I think I posted that on, say like two and a half weeks ago, something like that, right? So, yep. So the 3,300 total guess. But you're like, well, how the hell did you come up with 3,300? Well, if you go out to a daily, what I did was I went all the way back and I looked at support and resistance levels going all the way back to August, and then even further from there, and said, hey, this would be a good channel to look at it. So if you're looking at adding to Ethereum, the IRS considers it property. It's like me telling you to buy a house. Probably a good idea. However, the caveat on that, obviously, this is not tax or financial advice. Consult your own financial advisor. I am not one. If you ever follow anything that I am doing, you are going to lose 100% of your money. That's the only guarantee I'll make on the channel. Let's go. E-Money, what do you think about ETH and how it's done, and what do you see it doing in the future?
Well, all right. So here's the thing. I don't know a ton about the actual mechanics of how ETH is progressing down what its original roadmap was, and I do know that they've had to push stuff back, but I will say that from what I've seen with some of the roll-up technology and the L2 solutions for ETH, once it moves to proof of stake and can integrate better with those L2 solutions, I think that it's going to make ease of transactions go through the roof and cost of transactions hit the floor. I would not be surprised if next year we're looking at max like $10-$20 for gas, because if what I have learned is correct, as it switches to proof of stake, it's actually going to facilitate more nodes being on the network, which means more processing capabilities at once. When they switch over to ETH2, I believe that the burn mechanism is going to be severely reduced, which will allow more people to stake and make nodes. And the nodes are all part of the processing of transactions in proof of stake. Is that correct, Alex?
That sounds right to me. I am also not an expert in Ethereum. I actually defer to CryptoSonar on this because that is his bread and butter. But I will say, I agree with you. I think ETH 2.0 is a really good sign for the health of the network. We have been seeing ETH 2.0 being 6 to 9 months down the line for the past couple of years at this point. So I do have questions on the team's ability to deliver on that. I imagine it's going to happen at some point. One thing I really like about Ethereum is you don't get network outages the way you do with project like Solana. And so, yeah, maybe there's high gas fees, maybe it's taking some time to implement changes, but overall, I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum. I think probably a great chance to buy. I went ahead and bought a bunch at 34. I'm probably going to buy a bunch more here at 33. And just get ready for being able to use that throughout the next year.
Very good. All right, thank you both. And what I just did on the chart there is you will see that since the 27th of December, Ethereum has already dropped about close to almost 18% decline. So about a 17.79% decline. You can't really consider that along with something like the stock market, where you're going to have, where they say, hey, anything 10% is a correction. This is normal stuff. So not anything to worry about. One of the things that eMoney was talking about, as well as Alex, happened to do with gas. And in the Twitch stream, I dropped a link in there for ethgas.watch. And it's one of the things that I do before I make a transaction, either through OpenSea for an NFT or even through my own wallet. I take a look at gas and see what it's doing. So right now I can go ahead and click a refresh up here, and that monitor is basically up there. And we're sitting at 129 GUI, about $9.18 if you want less than 30 minutes for a transaction to clear. If you want it to be a few seconds, about 196 or 13.95. But what's great about this site is it shows average gas prices for the last week. And what you'll see is over the last 2 days, yesterday and today, huge gas increases. So if you were going to do a transaction, don't be a degenerate. If it can wait until the gas goes down. Even when you looked at last Saturday, look at this over the weekend when you were looking at 68 to maybe 85 GUI. Even on Sunday, you had some good gas prices there. Even on Monday in the afternoon. What's interesting here is if you look at these prices here in the afternoon, this is a lot of time that people that trade and stuff like that go to lunch. Might want to look at that for a time to do a transaction if you're looking at it. But it's something that I think I agree with you guys as far as Ethereum goes. The L2 scaling and everything that Ethereum is doing. This project, Vitalik Buterin dropped a roadmap, an updated roadmap back in December. And it's going to take a few years before it really hits its stride. Gas prices, unfortunately, through this layer one, you're going to have to continue to pay those until at least after the merge. Now, when is the merge going to happen, and what the heck is the merge? The merge is when Ethereum proof of work, which is what we're on now, goes over to proof of stake. What that means is all the miners that are mining it with GPUs or graphic cards, those guys all go away, and then people stake their Ethereum, which means they pledge their Ethereum for a time period where they can't remove it, and then it shards the chain so that transactions are verified by many different people. All those roll up into the chain, and then that protects the network. You say, well, what's going to prevent somebody from attacking the network? They've built into the additional layer on the merge that after it goes over to proof of stake, there will be penalties for the Ethereum that you staked. You will lose it all, so much so that the amount you lose will be greater than any attack to get it above 51% to take over the network. So that's pretty much an update on Ethereum. Where do I see it going initially, or at least very, very short term? I don't know. It depends on the market, man. If you take a look at what the stock market's doing, you got the Dow Jones Industrial Average and everything else, and I can pull up what those have been doing a little bit. This is something that I look at every day when I trade, and I look at the NASDAQ Composite, I look at the SPY, and I look at the Volatility Index when I'm live trading, and those are three that I follow, and they've just been tanking. But
you know that one spike in the
Ethereum?
Yeah, there was one really big chunk of sales. Like the volume was like quadruple all the rest of them.
Right here?
Go to back out to right there. You see that one big spot right there?
Right here.
What was that? What happened there?
That is basically, I think that was today, wasn't it? Hold on a second. What am I at here?
Yeah,
1 hour.
Been past like 48 hours or so.
Let me bring this down to a 30-minute chart. Okay, so a 30-minute chart. So if you're looking at the 5th, if you look at this time here, and this is basically yesterday, and Mountain Time, you're looking about 9:30 in the morning when the market opened. What spooked the market yesterday?
Oh, yeah, the Fed meeting.
The Fed minutes. And the thing is, and I saw Einstein of Wall Street talking about this. He did a video over on Instagram, and he summed it up really good. And he basically said, hey, we knew everything that these minutes were represented what happened at the December meeting. We knew they were going to be increasing interest rates. We knew that they were going to be talking about easing as far as the amount of MBS and mortgage-backed securities and the printing of money that they were going to do, but those are still increasing. What changed was the interpretation that a lot of people had was that instead of 2 rate increases this year, they're possibly looking at 4 rate increases. Some people consider that somewhat new information. That spooked the market, spooked the sell-off. I think at that point I got out of my, before that, I think it was on Tuesday, I dumped the rest of my 25 Boeing calls I had for January 14th, expiring next Friday. The last ones I got out at $10.70. I got out anywhere from $9 up to $10.70 for 25 of those call options, and now they're back down into the 6s range. So got lucky on that. Could have sold them a little bit higher. It bumped up after that and a little bit yesterday before it dumped. But this is all Fed stuff, and you can take a look at Ethereum from right there to where it's at right now. It bounced all the way down to, you can take a look at this candle right here, about 12%, came back now. And if you're looking at from yesterday's New York Stock Exchange market opening, you're looking at about 11.42% decline in Ethereum. So definitely, but again, if you think about it, it dropped right into the range of where I said it was where I thought it was gonna go. And I'm wrong just as many times as I'm right. Again, don't follow me, you're gonna lose your ass if you follow me. But this range thing has been printed out for a long time. I think I originally did this DD back in August of 2021, and I usually leave stuff up there. For example, I could go to Boeing, and I can show you DD going all the way back to June of 2020. And it's crazy because the due diligence I did back then and the comments I made back then, and these are on a stream from back then, directly correlate to the range that it's in right now. And so a lot of this stuff is technical analysis. It's, it takes a long time to learn it, but it's definitely a lot of fun. But you're not wrong, E-Money, on what happened in that big dip. And you do see correlations between the United States stock market and Europe, as you do with some of the crypto markets as well. And
it's crazy that you're mentioning that. You can also see that with gas. If you go back to your gas prices, you can see when the markets are opening.
Sure.
Right before it, there are huge spikes. And like you said, the lunchtime spikes, those are fierce, man, especially the Shanghai lunch spikes. Woo.
Yeah,
that one always gets me.
and somebody smarter than me can probably take a look and say, hey, we can take a look at the average gas prices on Ethereum and match it up to the volume spikes. Those are going to match up, guys. They're going to match up, and you're going to be paying more gas if there's increased volume on Ethereum. It's what drives the market. Also, any NFTs releases that you have, you're going to see that. You're going to see that as well. So that's something that you definitely want to be aware of. Okay, all right. I think it's probably safe to move on. Either of you, Alex, anything else to add on ETH?
No. Actually, I got one.
Sure.
What do you think about these Fed minutes being 4 times this year? What's your prediction on that?
On the rate increases?
Yeah.
Here's my issues. There's something I can pull this up and I can show you a couple of things that really scare me. And they don't do these anymore, but if you look at and this is really tough to see. This is the Fed economic data, and it's basically part of the money printing that we do. And if you look at this stuff oops, I'm not showing the screen. Sorry about that. And if you look at this stuff on this screen, this is the money printing. So when you go back to 2007, 2008, and the Goldman Sachs and the Bear Stearns and all the mortgage-backed securities, the only difference is, guess who the Goldman is now? It's the Fed. The Fed is buying all the mortgage-backed securities. And so what they're talking about is they're talking about easing the amount that they're buying. They're still buying, but they're going to start lessening or easing the amount that they're going to buy. In my opinion, we should have, honestly, I believe that we should have had rate increases last year. And we should have had, I've been talking about, you could go back to my earlier streams in 2020 and 2021 and see where I talked about inflation. And I rode oil, man. I rode this thing. I'll show you guys this one real quick. But I rode this. This baby was mine, man. A lot of this up from about June of 2020 in USO. I wrote a lot of that up. I think I got out in the 40s somewhere around May or June. I think I got out, and I should have kept it. And I would have made more. But you look at oil prices and you look at treasuries and you look at the rate increases. I think we're probably going to get. We have to get at least 2. They have to do it. They can't keep hiding this stuff, which is really what they're doing. Is they're hiding what's going on, and they can't continue that.
That's the point that you're saying there, right? Like get at least 2, and they're teasing 3 or 4, and I think that's probably I'm in line with you there. I think we're going to get at least 2, and I think we might get only 2, just because the markets have been extremely responsive to Fed data and minutes, and the Fed kind of changed the way they communicate over the past few years.
They did,
especially under Jerome Powell, and I think the broader business markets have been better at responding to Fed intentions. And so I think just by saying, hey, we're going to start doing rate hikes, they've essentially put into effect the outcome that they want.
Right. Exactly. And I agree with that as well. And I think that we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see probably, I would probably safely go with 3. But the thing with Jerome Powell, and the interesting next week, and I don't know if I'll carry much of this, but he's set to have his hearings in the Senate for reconfirmation again for him as the Fed chair. He's already said he's going to accept it, so he goes back up in front of Congress next week, and it depends how far they're going to push him in those meetings to determine what other additional surprises. But he's going to talk about the thing, right? Because he loves talking about that that's been going on with the economy and its effect on it, from everything from basically the C word. So we'll have a little bit of that going on too. So that'll be interesting to take a look at. All right. On that note, let's get over to something else that's near and dear to all 3 of our hearts. And let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. Boom, 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 boom. And let me scroll it down a little bit. And we're going to talk a little bit about Wall Street bulls. So if you own a Wall Street bull, put a 1 in the chat, man. Because this is a project that I've been involved in. I believe it minted. I'm going to get the date wrong, unless E-Money, if you know the date, or Alex. I want to say like October 24th-ish, something like that.
Sounds right. Around there, 24, 26.
I think so. Well, let's see. We can click on one here. And let's see if this thing loads up. Go down to mint. Oops, where are you at here? Minted October 27th. Okay, so October 27th is when the mint was. And this is a project that is basically done from Wall Street Memes on Instagram, which has, I don't know how many followers he has, like 500,000, whatever it is. Who wants to take it? Who can best describe Wall Street bulls?
E-Money, I think that's you.
E-Money, go for it, dude.
That's 100% me. Yo, this is one of the best projects that I've ever, this was the first project I was ever seriously involved in. One of the best projects that I've ever heard of. It's phenomenal. You've got people that have knowledge in trading, finance, law. We've got electricians, we've got chefs, we've got everyone in here, and everyone loves to teach everyone anything. It's great. We have a roadmap. It's cool. We've got a bunch of stuff coming out. The interns that are about to drop. I don't know if you've got a picture of them you can throw up. Is a super, super cool thank you from the project. The artist worked, like, no joke, 18 hours a day for like 3 weeks to get this art done in time. He was literally always on Discord and do not disturb for like 18 days in a row. It was crazy.
Poor guy. Yeah.
And that was like right before Art Basel too.
One of these guys?
Yeah. So if you hold 3 Wall Street bulls, you get to mint one of those for free. Just pay gas. And there's like 2 million possible combinations. and only 2,000. What is our count at right now, Alex?
I think the possibility is 2,200,
I
right?
think we're 2,300, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we're from there here.
Why? Snapshot already happened?
No, I just don't think we're going up any higher. People aren't selling.
Yeah, but there's people buying. We just had 4 new people pick up 3 bulls today.
Look at that. I log out the Discord for 24 hours, and all this news comes in.
Oh yeah, no, it's been going crazy. We've got a contest going on right now on Instagram where if you show up and type Bull Gang in all caps in the Gen chat, you could be selected to win a free bull right now, which is awesome. But also making it very difficult to find the live stream link. But yeah, the interns are super cool. I'm really excited for them, and it's also been really cool to see Cam's artwork evolve from where he was when he made the bulls, which are awesome on their own. And we're going to get into that in a minute when we do some wall reviews. But then he did a few pieces for charity called the Wall Street Bulls Mooners.
Right.
And those were exceptional. And then he started dropping these previews for these interns, and the line work is so clean. Oh my God, the contrast. Like, I would buy interns just for the art, not including all the other perks that are going to come with them. It's great. But yeah, if y'all are interested, come by the Discord. You can @ me, and I will happily show you around and tell you literally everything I know. You'll have to shut me up.
Yeah, and one word about the Discord. The Discord for the Wall Street Bulls is probably, I would say it's the best Discord group that I am certainly a part of. But pardon me. But we don't just talk about just Wall Street Bulls. We talk about crypto. We talk about stocks. There's stock rooms. If you own 3 Wall Street Bulls and then you pick up an intern, you're going to get access to a stock channel. That stock channel is going to have a licensed professional financial advisor in that room that will be able to give advice. And you have to have a bull and an intern to be a part of that. And one of the things about the Wall Street Bulls is it was basically, if you look at the screen, 10,000 items were minted. And these were minted in late October. 3,700 owners. So there's a lot of people that own more than one bull. There's a lot of people that own multiple bulls. There's a couple owners that own up 40, 50, 60 bulls. And we joke around with the floor price of 420.69. And that's really what our goal is down the road. But this is going to have so much utility that once you have interns and then you have bulls, there's going to be an options market where when they have an options market, you're going to have an opportunity to execute a new separate contract on your bull. And you could either burn it or you might end up with some extra rare traits. So you might be able to take an absolute low-ranked bull, say 9,000 rank or something, which is still a great bull with all the different traits that we have going on. But you can also have the opportunity to change those traits, and that's up to you. So what that means from an NFT is that right now your traits will not change. Those are executed in a smart contract. We're not going to go into any smart contracts, although I've read the smart contract, all 14 files, I think it was, looking for some certain things in there. But it's something that you're going to be able to get utility out of, which is something different than a lot of other projects. It's not just a PFP, a personal profile picture to throw up on your socials. This is something that has utility. And so the floor right now is at 0.21 Ethereum. So if we're looking at ETH at 33.82 right now, 33.82 times 0.21, you're talking about buying a bull for $710.22. If you buy 3 of them so that you can get an intern, you're going to be looking at about $2,100. And so the amount that's traded on these, not minted, but traded, is 1,200 Ethereum. And that's going to be times 33.82. About $4,050,000, probably nothing. But that's the amount that's traded in these things. Now, the important thing is a snapshot. And Alex, let me defer to you on that. Can you talk to us about the snapshot on the bulls? In order for them to get an intern,
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that it works is at a certain point in time that's coming up pretty soon, but has not yet been disclosed to the public, the developers of the project are going to take a picture of the location of all the bulls across the blockchain. And for every 3 bulls in your wallet, you get an intern. So they'll be able to see that using the blockchain because it's open, because everybody can access it. And that'll give you the right to go ahead and go mint. And if you sell between that time, there's going to be certain repercussions. So buying those 3 bulls and having that multiple agree and holding that through mint time and through a secondary snapshot that's going to come up as well is going to be very, very, very beneficial.
Very good. And I think that once they announce a snapshot and a snapshot's been taken, they're going to give us 6 days to mint, which is fantastic. We're going to get 6 days to turn around and look at the cheapest gas prices that we can pay. Again, Monday, Tuesday, lunchtime, Eastern time zone, United States. So take your UTC time, whether you're -7 in Europe or 6 or whatever you are over there, or down deep in Australia or whatever it is, convert that over to, say, 12 or 1 p.m. Eastern time zone, United States. That seems to be a great time zone for low gas fees. Or if you want to do it in the middle of the night when people are sleeping or not working out in New York or Hong Kong or Tokyo or something like that, or Singapore or Sydney or whatever. But this is something that when you look at this and you look at the activity and look at these bulls, you've got traits that are just unbelievable. You can take a look at something. I'm just going to go to my favorite. Techno Crowns. I'm a Techno Crown guy. I got to tell you, there are only, if you look at this screen over here, on the left-hand side in OpenSea, and I can put the, let me put the link in there for those that might need it. Control-C, give me 1 second here. And we drop that in the Twitch stream. Okay. When you're looking at traits over on the left-hand side on OpenSea, you can drop down all of these different traits, and you can click on them and say, okay, let's say that I want to buy a Techno Crown. And you say, okay, there are only 30 out of 10,000 mints. There are 39 Techno Crown bulls. That's it. Now, I know some of you degens out there with your Wall Street bet glasses think that that's a rare trait. Newsflash, I don't own any yet. Darn it, I want one though. But there's only 39 Techno Crowns plus a Mooner that has a master trader of a Techno Crown for Golden Elon, I think. I think it's a Golden Elon with the Techno Crown.
It is Golden Elon. You're correct.
Thank you. So you can do that. Another one of the real popular ones is the Wall Street Bets glasses. Whoops, let me get rid of Techno Crown here. Check these bad boys out. Now, Alex, do you remember how many Techno Crowns are in the Bullverse? 39. 39. E-Money, how many Wall Street Bet glasses are in the Bullverse?
56?
Pretty close. 67. Good guess, though. You're right in the ballpark. So there are 67 Wall Street Bet glasses. And the cheapest one that you can buy right now is 1.25 ETH. I don't think I looked at the, let me see the Technos. Techno Crowns, you can get one for one ETH. So
what?
I know.
That's a steal.
Dude.
It's crazy, dude.
Holy shit.
It's crazy, dude. It's like it's a crown. And here's the thing, though. There are 39 crowns, okay? And then look, please don't think that I'm busting on the glasses. I love the glasses. I only got a couple, and they're not they are not Wall Street Bets. But if you look at these things, there's other glasses. You have J. Powell readers. You have round reds.
Biden aviators.
Biden aviators. You got all these other ones. And these 67, they're just kick-ass. Now, the artist on this project is Cam Rackham. And he's the one responsible for this. And he was down in Miami. They had a big bull celebration down in Miami, Florida, which was last month, I think, early November. Or was it October? No, it was early.
Where is it?
Yeah, right? No kidding. Boom. Early November, December, I forget. I think it was before Thanksgiving, I think. E-Money, you were there. Tell us about that.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
Miami, Basel, when was it?
Oh, dude. Holy shit. All right, so...
And you can say that. I'm over 18 on the streams here. We're good.
I know, I checked that before I started talking, because I probably wouldn't have been able to talking otherwise. So, all right. So, first off, the reason I got to go is because one of the bulls bought me a plane ticket and put me up in an Airbnb so that I could be down there. And for some background for those of you who listen or who might not know me, I am the day before I was supposed to go down there, I got scammed for like almost my entire net worth. Like it happened brutally and quickly, and it was terrible.
And I apologize, E-Money. I'm going to interrupt you only for 1 second. Say really quickly how you got scammed and what you did that caused it, so that people know.
I will. Well, let's just do the biggest thing.
Yes.
Mod will never DM you first. Mods will never DM you first.
In
Mods
Discord.
will never DM you first on anything. They will never DM you first. Specifically because that is a scam tactic. They will always ask you to reach out to them first. So mods will never DM you first. Mods will never DM you first. I can't say it enough. It was a very expensive lesson for me to learn. And the thing is that people always think, oh yeah, I can totally spot a scammer. I'm telling you, I think I am a sharp motherfucker, and I miss that. Like, I missed it so bad. He got me. And you can just realize that mods will never ever DM you first, and you'll never have to worry about that. You won't have to live with this shame that I do. But anyway, back to the fun stuff. Art Basel. All right, so I get down there. Bulls are already starting to meet up, which was super cool. By the time I got to my Airbnb, there were like 6 people already like around the block, getting ready to meet up, and it was just a running party for like 4 days. Like whenever you wanted to go out and meet people, there were people to meet. Art Basel itself was cool, and so was Decentraland. There were a lot of projects that were there. But what the Bulls got us into, like, while we were down there, they didn't even have this set up originally. They announced it while we were down there. They got us onto this mega yacht that was like, I swear I could fit like 3 of my house on that boat, and there would still be room to move around. It was insane. The parties that they got us into were awesome. The utility that I got out of those alone literally covered my initial investment almost. It was phenomenal. I got to meet Cam and Memes. I got to meet a bunch of the bulls that were there, and I'll tell you that like it's crazy when you get to meet the people that you've been talking to for weeks and months. And they are exactly what you like. They might not look like what you thought they would, but as soon as you start talking to them, it's like, oh shit, yeah, these are the same exact people. This is great. Like, we've been buds the whole time. This is awesome. Shout out to Baricua Jr., who made sure that I never had to take a drink. That was awesome. Or never had to pay for a drink. That was awesome. But yeah, it was great, man. And it was really cool, actually. Honestly, the reason I would suggest going to events with the Bulls is because it was cool to kind of let the guard down and like actually get to have one-on-one or small group time with members of the community and learn about them. Some of the people that you don't see in the chat every day are just busy, but they still love the group, and
right.
It was really cool to get to meet them too. So
very cool. Yeah, it was a great thing, and I think I couldn't, unfortunately, because of the timing, I couldn't make it all the way down there, but I wish I would have. And we'll have some other news. I know they're planning another meetup of bull owners. I want to say it's going to be in LA, but there's no date announced as of yet. But I believe the rumor mill is saying sometime by the end of the first quarter. But that could be a maybe. Myself, I know for a fact the third week of May I'm going to be in Las Vegas, so I plan to do something anyway. So maybe we can get the Bull fam on there, but I'll only be there from a Monday through a Friday. But there's a chance we could do a meetup over in Las Vegas for some folks there, and possibly even do a live stream too. So what I've got up on the screen now, I think, these are all the master traders, and these are all one of ones, and there are only 20 of them. But if you look at some of the prices on them for the ones that are for sale, out of 20, there are 7 of them for sale right now. And if you've got 690 ETH, you can buy this one. Alex, that's you all day, right, brother?
That's a steal. That's 690. That's it. Should be 4,200. Come on.
Now you will notice. I just want to point out that the one with the Wall Street Bets glasses is for sale. However, Golden Elon is not. This bull is not for sale. So the person that minted it still owns it, which is pretty cool stuff. And that's what we see with the bulls. So when we talk about the floor on the bulls and we take a look at the items that are available, if you want an intern, your time is running out. You might have through the end of this weekend. We don't know. I don't know if are they going to announce the actual day or date, Alex?
I think there's some argument on that because the announcement of a date would have a pretty significant effect on the market, and they don't want to shake things up too much. But it seems like they're going to give us a pretty decent range of probably a 48, 72-hour period of when it happens, because they also don't want people to be buying a bunch of bulls and then not get right to intern. So we'll have a pretty decent idea, but we're not going to know exactly when it happens.
And what they said was in their guidance, the guidance they gave us was the first third of the month, which would give us through January 11th by my bad math. And today we have the 6th. So at some point in the next 5 days, there's going to be a snapshot. So you've got to get your 3 bulls before that happens. Before that happens. Otherwise, you're not going to get an intern, and then you'd have to buy it on the secondary market. And we're going to be selling those, maybe not for 20.69 because they're interns. Might be like, I don't know, 350 ETH floor. How much is that? 350 times what's ETH at? 33. 1.1 million for an intern. I could probably part with an intern for 350 ETH. It'd be hard, but I probably could. Look at this, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that because a lot of the bulls, there's a lot of talk, and some of us have decided the interns are 3 times as valuable, and so on that, 1,200 ETH would be a more appropriate valuation for an intern, but
I think it's 1,262 ETH. Would be 3 times the 420.69 floor.
Yeah.
Which would be 4.2 million. Drop in a bucket. E-Money, you've got that all day long, right?
Yeah. Let me just go talk to my scammer buddy and see if he'll loan it back to me real quick. I'll be all over that. I'm here. I'll buy it. That's a fair price.
We should do a deep dive into that. Well, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we don't want to bring attention to that guy and make us all targets or something. But hey, if you're out there and you're the scammer, hey, we just wish you the best. We love you. We love everything about you. We hope to meet you someday in a dark alley behind Denny's. But other than that, you're good. All right. So this is the Wall Street Bulls Project. This is something, again, we are all passionate about. Again, join the Discord if you can. It is something that is probably the best community. We don't just talk about bulls all day. And I will say that I love the mods there. They have given me a lot of, let's see, what can I call it? Space to kind of be me. And I'll go off on some tangents in there and post some stuff. I like having fun with the fudders, but I do it in my own special way when they come in. I don't really rip on them too much, and I try and kill them with kindness and kind of flip them to have them either stop their futtery or start asking relevant questions. And it's worked a few times. E-Money, you've seen me do that once or twice, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I love I love the different approaches that we have to exposing FUD for what it is. And what's really great is when somebody just comes in and starts spraying it, and then there's like 9 different people all coming at them with questions like, yeah, tell me where you got that information. Like, let's dive into this a little bit. We really want to hear what your thoughts are. Like, let's expose this, you know? Let's do this together.
And then they're probably sitting back like, why are these people being so nice to me? Alex, go ahead.
The best when people come in with just straight like bull, right? Like absolutely made up FUD, and you get like 9 or 10 people responding, and then they're like, okay, well, without me, guys, and it's like, what are you coming in here for? To spread FUD and be like, oh, you're not gonna make it without me in your project, but yeah, I don't want to talk about the project.
Yeah. Like, bye, Felicia. We'll wave to you from the moon.
And hey, over on YouTube, I apologize to the folks over on YouTube. Real quick, I actually have the YouTube stream up on my iPad, so I've got to figure out a way to get the chat because I'm streaming to both right now. But I just want to shout out some folks there. We've got Dislocated in there. We've got William, who's actually my son. He's in there. Erwin Torres is in there. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for following. Make sure you hit a subscribe. All Business ETH. He's in the bull. He's in the house over on YouTube.
Oh, what's up, All Biz?
Thanks for tuning in, man. And we've got Erwin T on Discord. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming in. And what the? I can't read the last one down there. I can't read it. Sister something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's yeah, you see it on there? Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it. That's okay. No worries. Okay. All right. So I think if there's anything else that we want to cover on the Bulls, we covered interns. Snapshot imminent. I think it's safe to say it's imminent. It is Thursday. It may happen by the end of this weekend. I think the 11th, the last possible day, is Tuesday. I don't think it's going to go through there. And then I'm hoping that when they announce that the snapshot's been taken, that they will announce when the mint dates are as well. So hopefully Wall Street Means and Cam, if you're out there, or if you see this stream later on, I think we would all love that if that date's announced at the same time. But boy, what a great group, what a great project. The floor of the project has been pretty steady with people that have sold out. And what's happened is we've seen the number of owners slightly increase up as more of us accumulate bulls. And the ones that, if you've got a paper hand something and you need money, understood, go for it. There's a lot of people that can help you out. There's a paper hands channel in the Discord. We don't recommend it, but if you need to, we understand it and we'll certainly help you out. But we see a lot of people selling for 0.05, 0.06, 0.07 below the floor rate because they just don't know any better. They came in, they minted the project. They don't follow the project. They're not in the Discord. They have no idea what this community is all about. And they were just in it to either flip it or just to see what would happen. And they made their money on it. The thing printed at 0.069. So for everybody that printed at 0.069, go ahead.
A huge thing there too is like people just selling your bulls under value. A lot of the bulls, and I'm kind of notorious for this, a lot of the bulls that I've picked up have been bulls that just, they're being sold at floor prices, which some people think is a fair valuation. But at the end of the day, these projects all have rarities. And I haven't gotten a technogram, but I've gotten some really rare bulls, like top 10% bulls for the floor price. And that's something that shouldn't be happening. And if people hung out in Discord, talk to other bulls, talk about how NFT projects work, they learn not to sell at the floor when they're sitting on a jet.
Right, exactly. And that's something that, and if you don't know, I can pull this one up here. Hold on a second here. Let me find it. Boom, here we go. Rarity Sniper. So let's say, I'll enter my mind because I know it. Bull number 5959. You can go to Rarity Sniper and let me go. Oh, hold on a second. Let me do this. I'll put this. Hey, guys over on YouTube, I apologize. I'll figure out how to link on there. I'm putting some of these links in chat over on Twitch, though. So you can go to Rarity Sniper, and I put the main Wall Street Bulls link in the Twitch chat. You can type in your bull number, and it's going to give you the rarity. And then it'll click on it. It'll go over here. It'll show you the wallet. It'll show you the rarity score, 2476. This particular bull is ranked 561. So out of 10,000, my Techno Crown is almost at the 500 level of rarity. I've got one more that's lower than that. I think, I want to say 461 it's ranked. And it's got a mama wood and some glasses and whatnot. But Rarity Sniper is something you can go over there and you can load up and you can check all the different traits you want to look at. You can look at the ranks from one. Like if I want to say, hey, show me the top 1,400 bulls by rank, and it will show you what those are and where they're at. I mean, you know, here's a master trader right here with Michael Burry, if you get that. It's got, you know, one trait, background, all the rockets, all the good stuff there. And, you know, you can buy that for 69 ETH today. So that's a bargain in my book. So Rarity Sniper, a lot of projects do that. They have a Discord that's very helpful as well. And as E-Money said earlier, if you're in Discord, close your DMs. You don't even need to have them open. But a mod will never DM you. Because of that, if you ever see something that with a mod name that is messaging you first, it is a scam. Just delete it, and you can post something in the chat saying, hey, did you contact me? Or you can click on the people icon in Discord up in the top right, and you can look at the people and look at the mods and email one and direct message them first. That is the rule on most appropriate Discords out there, where the DMs will never, they won't message you. E-Money, I'm sorry, go ahead. You had something to add on that?
Yeah, they won't DM you first. If you DM them and you let them know in public that you are going to, they will respond to you most of the time if they have their DMs on, but they will never ever reach out first. It does not happen, and you should be especially careful of anyone that has the word support in their names, or admin, or help. I've seen a bunch of them. There are a particularly nasty breed of scammers that hang out in the help desk chats and wait for people's questions to go unanswered, and then will DM them pretending to be an official member of the server, and they are not an official member of the server. They are lying.
Right. And so just be careful about that. And if you're ever wondering if you're corresponding with a mod, after you DM them, you know, I've DM'd a mod before. They've responded, and I said, hey, can you give me a thumbs up with the numbers 1, 2 in it in the general chat to show that it's you? They're used to doing that. They will not get offended if you ask them to verify. You just want to be careful. And we'll do another stream another time, and we'll talk about security. Also, Erwin over on YouTube, iTor is on Discord. Thanks for joining. He corrected his name in there as well. So we appreciate you being here as well. All right. So I think on Bulls, Alex, anything else for you to add on the Bulls before we move on?
Buy one before this thing moons. Really, that's all I gotta add.
Have three. Get 3. E-Money, anything else on the Bulls?
Yeah, come holler at me in Discord if you want to shoot it up. I am always happy to talk to anybody that needs help about anything, and if I don't know, I'll help you find it.
There we go. All right, so we're going to move on to something else, and this is a newer project, and this is Unique Unicorns. They're in Discord. I have Unique Unicorn Christmas up because I did a special airdrop over on Christmas Day of 100 unique unicorns. Now, the thing about this is the unique unicorns, when they mint, which we don't have a firm date yet, might be towards the back end of January, or might be in February. They're still working on that. But this is a cause that I think is really important. And Unique Unicorns, not the Unique Unicorn Christmas, this is a side NFT, but Unique Unicorns is going to be basically a bunch of unicorns that they're going to donate. I think they said 50% of the proceeds. Maybe I might be incorrect on the percentage. Maybe we can get some of the devs on here on another stream in the future. But towards mental health. And it's going to be grants to people. It's going to be different projects that help mental health. It's going to be organizations that might be 501c3s. And it's just a great project that I think is going to bring some definite benefit to the community, because let's face it, we've all done this in our lives. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, we've had our successes, we've had our failures, whether that's in business or jobs or career or marriage or families or kids or whatever it is, whatever you have going on in your life, we've all been there and had feelings that might be able to get some help with understanding and reconciling so that you can move on for it. Mental health is a big buzzword in the community. It's a big buzzword around the world, and it should be, because it's something that's not taken. It does not show enough importance in my book to what we should be doing to help and assist others so that they can live their best life. And so, E-Money, you want to, because I think you own one as well, and Alex, you own one as well also, don't you?
Yeah.
So E-Money, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it. I can tell you right now that as somebody that struggles with a particular kind of mental health issue, ADHD, sometimes it's hard to associate with a lot of people that don't really understand what that's like, because they think that it's just something that you can get over, or you can do things to fix it. There's a lot of issues that people have that are not like that. It's something that they have to live with and literally have to change their life around to deal with. And having a space where you can just go and talk and be yourself and not be judged is absolutely critical, I think, to having a good standing in mental health. And that's kind of what the unicorns are all about, is being a place for people to gather and talk and reach out for help. It's not always easy, but sometimes it gets better being able to talk to someone about what you're going through. And one of the cool things about the project is that they're planning on having a licensed therapist, I think is what the title is, that's going to be coming into the Discord once a week and talking to people in there and just having someone there to chat. They've got their hearts in the right place, and I love that they're donating 50% of the proceeds from Mint to charity. I am all about it. I love NFT projects that have a charity component to them. It actually makes me significantly more likely to buy them. And I'm a huge supporter. The people over there are awesome. Carl is a developer. God, he's great. And the Blonde Broker is fantastic. If you've never been in one of their Twitter spaces that they throw, they're awesome. It's kind of like a emotional free-for-all. Like, you can just go up and talk and connect with people on a really deep level. They're intense. They're intense.
Yep. And go ahead. Oh, no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was done.
Oh, you were done. Okay. And I think one of the best things that E-Money said in that was, and then Alex will go to you on this, is that, you're going to be able to drop into their Discord and drop into a channel and just be able to vent to people or to talk to people or talk to a professional. But if you get a chance, and I dropped a link to the Discord invite in the Twitch stream chat, but it's discord.gg/unique unicorns if you know the Discord lingo to get an invite. So discord.gg/unicorns will get you an invite into the Discord, and go ahead and join it and check it out. It is a newer project, and as you're seeing on the screen, there are some Unique Unicorns Christmas that you can still get to help out the project. They're as low as 0.03 ETH. What is that? A couple $100? 0.03 times. Hold on, where's my? I'm doing math all the time. $101 plus gas. So find a low gas amount. Grab yourself a holiday unicorn. Help the project out. They're going to be minting sometime later towards the end of this month, if not in February. I think that's still to be determined. So there is no specific date yet, but it's definitely going to be a project you'll hear more of because it is something that can help others out. And Alex, your thoughts on it, please.
Yeah, I absolutely adore unique unicorns, and I think that low entry point is awesome if you want to try to get into this early, get into that Christmas collection, use that midday time slot, midnight time slot, and I actually use the 6 a.m. time slot here stateside as well. So definitely suggest taking those time and getting 120, 130 bucks and getting yourself the tools that will be there for you before you're even done. Because I think one thing about mental health that a lot of people really don't consider is like you might be fine right now, right? Like everything might be you might have like the greatest day of your life, greatest month of your life, but you want to have the support systems and structures in place before a bad day comes. Just like you want to have insurance policies and you want to have smart trading philosophies, you want to have a smart health plan. Part of that health plan is mental health. I think it's really important to like go ahead and set that up for yourself. And the team has been absolutely incredible, and they're setting up a space there where even if you don't have a unicorn, they're going to be there to help you because it's about getting people the help they need and getting access to mental health resources when these things should be really easy to get and they're not necessarily easy to get, especially here in the United States. And I know abroad in the United Kingdom as well, it's pretty similar. So, get yourself in there, get talking to people, buy a unicorn. Like, I'm just absolutely in love with the project. I also have ADHD, so struggle with that a lot, but I think eMoney did a really good job capturing what that can be like. I'm not going to harp on that too much, but get in there and talk to people. They're really real people, and it's good to have a space to have those conversations.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, eMoney. And again, this is not the official unicorn project, the Unique Unicorn Christmas. This is just a side project. Their project for unique unicorns that is actually going to have the mental health aspect enabled is going to be a separate issued mint that you'll go to a website, you'll mint like you do a normal NFT mint. So it will be available, and we'll have more information on that once it's released, and we'll announce it on a future stream. So you can look forward to that as well. All right, I do want to go, eMoney. I know you're somewhat limited on time, but I did want to talk about a little bit. If you can give me a quick recap on we want to go a little bit into the Open DAO and SOS. And I think I might have an announcement about you in a little bit after you describe what Open DAO is.
All right. So this is like the craziest, most genius, like what a stroke, man. So the day before Christmas, 50 trillion tokens were made available for anyone that had traded NFTs on OpenSea before a certain date. And the amount that you could claim was governed by how much you had spent in USDC, DAI, and Ethereum. So the people that have been trading NFTs all year and in high volumes got more. But even if you only traded a few, you still got some. What was cool about this is that these weren't just like a money token, they're governance tokens. So the amount of tokens that you have determines how much weight your opinion has whenever the DAO votes on things. And a DAO, for those of you who don't know, is a decentralized autonomous organization. And it's a business structure in the same vein as like a corporation, except with a corporation, there is a pyramid of power that goes up to the top, and in a DAO, it's actually the power rests with the communities. Depending on their structure, sometimes it's like a balanced approach, but in general, it's a democratic business unit. And so it's been really awesome watching this unfold. There are a number of alliances within the DAO that are working to build out programs for helping train NFT artists or creators, helping NFT collectors do research on projects. There are, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's one of the most wild things, and it's all literally spun up out of nowhere. I highly recommend looking into it. It's been a wild ride so far. We have one of our resident bulls, Suchi, that was running for a multi-sig candidate, which is a group of people that are entrusted with the money, the monetary keys to the DAO's funds, and they are usually spread out around the world, and you can't make any transactions with the Treasury's wallets without at least 6 of the 9 of them being present and okay with it. So what it essentially does is locks it so that no one or small group of people can go in there and empty the funds out.
Correct.
Which, you know, it's one of the reasons why you can't run a business in Web3 the same way that you would anywhere else, because, you know, something like happened to me happened to someone that was in charge of $200 million, that would be devastating to a lot of people.
Correct.
So it's but the group is all about enhancing the experience of NFTs and making they're trying to establish a way to swap NFTs without paying gas. They are working on building education materials. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on, and if you're interested in it, come check it out. The tokens are really, really cheap because there's 100 trillion of them. It's close. I don't remember what's the supply on Shiba Inu.
No clue. Don't own it. Missed out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a lot, and it's like to the point that a lot of people think of it like it's a meme coin, but it's not. They are votes, and you can get a lot of say pretty quickly at the prices they're at right now. But it's just a really interesting process to see this unfolding, and like a lot of people are being exposed to DAOs for the first time because they were eligible for this airdrop, and the ones that didn't sell off immediately to just cash out are actually like looking at this and realizing how much of a huge impact this could be. I mean, there's so much potential here. It's insane.
And that's a good one. And we had some great news that happened just before the stream started, and I dropped a link to the OpenDAO Discord in the Twitch chat. But I think it's safe to announce this. eMoney, you have been introduced and approved as one of the moderators for the OpenDAO. Is that correct on Discord?
That is correct. I am now mod on Discord.
Let's go.
So yeah, I'm gonna be an
congratulations
leadership team there, and it's super cool.
And
I'm really happy to be able to, you know, that what happened, what the Bulls did for me changed my life when I got hacked, and some of them saved my stuff. It literally did.
Yep.
And now I am going to be part of this DAO that is like a big arm of them is helping people that have been scammed before recover some of their assets through like a grant. We're still working on how that's going to work out, but there's already money set aside for it. So it's just awesome that, like, you know, it's just so cool to be able to help build something that's going to help the entire community on such a bigger level than I ever would have before. So,
well,
congrats. We're so excited for that. We're so excited to see you there. It's really awesome to see everything that you've been through over the past 3 months, and how much like you've grown into this incredible force within the community. it's absolutely amazing. I really haven't seen anything like that anywhere else.
And oh, go ahead.
I am here for my motto is if you've got a bull, I've got your back. Like, let me know what you need. Holla at me. If I can help, I will. And if I can't, I'll try to find you help somewhere else.
Yeah,
I love you guys individually and as a whole.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Bulls. It's family. And with E-Money and Alex, the three of us, we've gotten on individual chats before, and we've helped other Bulls, people that own Wall Street Bulls, especially with security issues on NFTs, where if you're on this stream for the first time and you've never owned an NFT, seek us out. Go to the Wall Street Bulls chat. Go into general chat. There's a help chat there. We will walk you through exactly what you need to do to keep yourself safe. And all three of us have experience in this realm to help you navigate through this, because we understand we were there once too. And if we can help educate and teach others and bring them into the space and help you grow and keep safe at the same time, that's one of the goals that all three of us have as well. And we'll probably do another stream just on that down the road too, and it'll be archived and you'll be able to refer others to it at some other point in the future. So I also dropped, if you have an OpenSea account, and I don't think they ever announced when they took the snapshot, because I know I checked one of my other wallets and I didn't get anything in there. But if you go to the link and what's up on the screen right now, www.theopendao, that's THEOPENDAO.com, theopendao.com, that's where you can connect your wallet, either a Coinbase wallet, I believe. I can click on this and you can either connect a MetaMask, a Wallet Connect, or your Coinbase wallet. Now, this is not your Coinbase wallet off the website. This is the Coinbase extension wallet that's part of either Chrome or Brave browser. So you have to be specific about that. That's what the Coinbase wallet is. It's an extension, the same as MetaMask is an extension as well. But if you go there, that's where you can initiate your claim, and then you connect your wallet by clicking up here, and it will pull up your particular wallet. Mine's not open right now, but then you can claim your airdrop. And then there's a few other steps in order for it to show up in your MetaMask wallet. And we're not going to get into those right now because it's a little bit more complicated, a little bit more intermediate to do that, to get it to show up. But if you claim it and then you have a problem with having it showing up in your MetaMask wallet, you can definitely reach out to me and I can walk you through the process of adding that token as a custom token with the contract address on MetaMask, so it shows up as an asset in your MetaMask wallet. And I think I've got, you guys don't have to say how much you got. I think mine's worth $133 as of today. And I think I have 31 million SOS, I think is what I got. Alex, I don't know if you want to share what you have.
I think I'm in the 40s.
There you go.
I haven't checked it in a minute, but right around where you're at, it seems about right.
And E-Money, how about you?
I'm well over 1.1 billion.
Yeah!
Very nice.
But I was in a liquidity pool, like right when I opened and they started assigning the rewards, so
Yeah.
I was like stacking up heavy because there was a lot of trading going on. And then now that they've released staking on their website,
Yep.
I pulled everything out of the liquidity pool and staked it in there because the community voted to
That's right.
distribute the entirety of the staking allocation over just 1 year. So it's a lot easier to gain additional votes without running the risk of impermanent loss in the event that it moons. So I moved everything into staking for now, and then I will flip back over to liquidity providing after the staking runs out. But it's going to be the staking bonus unless we figure out a way to implement spin return mechanism for people that use SOS to buy into NFTs to get it back in the treasury. The entire allotment's going to be gone in a year, so I'm going to cash in on that as much as I can until that time comes.
And I have the number that we were wondering about. Looks like 8.8 trillion is a total SOS in supply right now. So 8,887,633,379,940 SOS to be exact. To trip my ADHD, I guess. All right, so very cool. And you can also
one cool thing about this, though, that I think is really important to note that is very unusual for a lot of projects. there was zero allotment of the tokens that was reserved for the creators of the project.
Correct.
And it was because of that and the clean code that was open source and all of that, that the project was able to get listed on like 26 exchanges in like 4 days. And I found out recently that they actually didn't ask a single one of those exchanges to list them. The exchanges came to them to try to get it listed, which was super cool.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, and there's a boatload of exchanges that you can get it on. Sushi Swap, Uniswap, there's a whole bunch of different level ones that you can do. And you can also watch it trade too. So I figured out you can, in TradingView, you can go SOS WETH for wrapped Ethereum through Sushi Swap. Word vomit. Sushi Swap, and I love sushi. And yes, I'm a grocery store sushi guy because where I live, we don't have a sushi store. So I'm getting grocery store sushi out of Kroger's. But
man. You're not making it yourself at that point?
I'm not, I've gone to, and I've worked at trade shows before where you see you can get the bamboo and you can buy the sushi wraps and all that stuff. I'll tell you what, Alex, if you want to do a how to make a sushi and we can do a stream on it, and if you want to do that, you can save that receipt with your new company. It can be a tax deduction. Consult your tax advisor because I am not one and I'm not going to jail. So, hey.
I am my tax advisor and I'll take it.
Exactly. Yeah, me too. My return last year was, I think, 111 pages. I sent to the IRS with the check, and I was not the only one with a stacked priority mail in the post office on April 17th or whatever tax day was last year. Mine's going to be double that. We had a question in the YouTube chat, and it was from iTorres on Discord, Erwin. He asked, any recommendations for hardware wallets to protect NFTs crypto? So who wants to take that one? I can take it, or if one of you wants to take it.
You go right ahead. I actually am going to.
You got to go?
Bounce, but
all right.
I wanted to say thank you for hosting the live stream. It's been awesome. Borges, you look amazing. Crypto, always classy, sir. And I look forward to being on here again. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, E-Money. Again, we're going to continue to stream here. E-Money, have a great night. Thanks for dropping in. All right.
Yes,
so,
sir.
all right. So, so we're going to keep going here. So one of the things, again, if you are on Twitch, do me a favor. It's really going to help me out quite a bit if you can hit the follow button on Twitch. I don't care if you subscribe. I do this stuff out of the goodness of my heart. I don't care if it ever monetizes. I hope it does someday, but we'll see. And then if you're over on YouTube, thank you for tuning in, and hit the subscribe on YouTube. So you can hit the subscribe on Twitch if you want as well. And you get, if you have Amazon Prime, you do get a free Prime subscription every month that you can gift as a subscription to a channel. So I would hope that if you like the content going forward, that you go ahead and give me at least a follow on Twitch and a subscribe on YouTube. And the content on YouTube will always be there. The Twitch, at some point, we'll do some clips and trip some stuff out that covers things in specifics. But to get back to Erwin's question on hardware wallets, I can tell you the one I use, which is Ledger. And Ledger, if you do a search on Ledger, they have a couple different ones. Let's see what comes up here in my DuckDuckGo. Here we go. And they have a couple different wallets that you can do that are hardware wallets. What the heck is this? A CL card coming out with a credit card. There you go. But you have a couple different ones that you can do. And I'll make this screen a little bit bigger so we can see it. And then I'll switch the screen down here so you guys can see it. Boom, there we go. All right, so the two that they have, and for some of you on the screen, you may not know what a hardware wallet is. So for example, if I go over to Wall Street Bulls and I just pick a bull, let's go this one, 6414. And I click on the guy's wallet. I can see he owns 39 different NFTs, okay? He owns ownershipclub.eth and the nonfungibles.eth. And then he's got a bunch of bulls and some other things. Any apes? Apes in space.
Ownershipclub.eth. That's an interesting ENS name.
The one? Which one?
Ownershipclub.eth. That's interesting.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't even know what is that? Do you know?
I don't, but I think it sounds like a potential name for a project is what it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Could be. Yeah, he's selling it for 3 ETH. So you can click on this wallet, and this is what's known as a software wallet, which means that these assets are held in a wallet. But let's say that, you know what? I want to hide that. I want to get rid of it. I want to take it away for safety, so that if something ever happens to my MetaMask or something ever happens to my Coinbase extension wallet, and somebody gets into my Etherscan and they somehow get my wallet and they take all my NFTs, how can I protect those? Well, one of the ways is with a hardware wallet. What a hardware wallet allows you to do, like the Ledger Nano S or their newer one, the Ledger Nano X, and I'm going to say this first because this is probably the most important thing I will ever say on any hardware wallet. Only buy a hardware wallet from the official manufacturer website. Do not buy it on Amazon. Do not ever buy it on eBay, OfferUp, anywhere else other than the manufacturer. The risk you have is if you buy it on Amazon, you may forget to check that it's sold, that it's shipped by Amazon, but or sold by a different company, but fulfilled by Amazon. You don't know what happened to that ledger and if somebody inserted malicious code into that wallet before you get it. If you buy it directly from the manufacturer, which is ledger.com in this particular case, and that's the one that I'm familiar with, and I'll drop that in the Twitch chat, you can buy it directly from them, and then you can put and transfer your cryptocurrency, and they offer all the major cryptocurrencies, your Bitcoin, your Litecoin, your Ethereum, your whatever you're buying, Cardano, anything. You can ship those assets to the hardware wallet, lock it in a safe. Nobody's going to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hardware wallet is such a big deal. If you have any amount of money that's worth more than a hardware wallet, you should have bought a hardware wallet. Is really the way I think about it. Another big thing to think about as well is your phone, right? If you're doing crypto stuff and maybe you have a hot wallet that you use and it's on your phone, make sure your two-factor authentication set up appropriately when you're doing things. Make sure the phone that you got was direct from manufacturer. Don't go buying a phone on eBay and then have a $100,000 MetaMask account connected to it. It's not as likely to occur, but hey, people have done some pretty crazy exploits on resold phones before, so I would avoid doing that.
My phone
have a better security profile when you're working with crypto.
My phone, I don't have any crypto wallet access on my phone. Period. Zero. So, and the reason I do that is because through the use of hardware wallets for some of my stuff is that it's protected. And if something ever happens and somebody ever gets my phone, or somebody SIM steals the phone or the contents, there's possibly a way that they can get into it. If you have a hardware wallet, the only way somebody could ever get into it is if they get your 12 or 24 word seed phrase. And these are protected by a seed phrase. So Alex nailed it. If you have more cryptocurrency than the amount that it costs to obtain a hardware wallet, like a Ledger, or there's another one called a Trezor, I don't know how you pronounce that. That's another one that you can get, and I'll drop that one in there. I don't have that one. I have familiarity with the Ledger projects.
I've heard good things about Trezor.
I have too. And so there are a couple different choices that you can have on those, but Ledger is a great way to help protect your NFTs, protect your cryptocurrency, and basically you take the stick, put it in your computer. You can do all kinds of fun things. I am going to give a shout out to one other company here as we're talking about hardware wallets. And Erwin or Aitor, as this goes directly to your question as well. And I want to give a shout out to one more thing here. Let me put this one back up for a second, and let me go over to this because I want to talk to you guys about one other thing that I think is key. Okay. Got it. All right. This is a company called Yubico. And Yubico makes this little guy right here that I'm showing up. I don't know if it's going to, bad focus. Focus is locked. But it's basically an NFC reader, okay? And it's a key that stops account takeover. So this is not a wallet. This is something that protects your device, such as your phone, because this is a C adapter, or NFC. I can tap it on the phone, or I can stick it in, or I can put it in my computer when I start my day. In other words, I can authorize the device that it's actually me that can get into it. Okay? So let's say your phone gets stolen. Without this, they ain't getting anything out of it. And this is something that is used by companies all over the place. And I want to say, I couldn't find this the last time, but let me see here. Google, Cisco, all kinds of organizations use this. Microsoft uses them. Amazon uses them. Federal, state governments, healthcare, all kinds of them use it. I didn't have this one because I didn't know I'd be talking about it. But this is different than a hardware wallet, and it's something that you can get that can help secure your devices. Very inexpensive. They can start a single key pricing starts at $45. USB-A, USB-C, Lightning, and NFC. So whether you're using Android, whether you're using NFC, whether you're using an Apple, an iPhone, an iPad, whatever it is, you can go get YubiKeys. And I saved the packaging, but this is the size of it. You can put it on a key ring or somewhere else, or put it in a shoe or something like that. And the reason why this is important is I was in Italy in September. Got my cool hat, okay? And when I was in Italy, when I got back, my credit card provider says, hey, we locked your card. We suspect that you were skimmed. And there were two transactions, 69 cents and 45 cents, which was basically a credit card probe so they can turn around and sell the credit card numbers and the information. I have a great suspicion that where it was is I bought a leather satchel, kind of like a messenger bag, okay? And I believe that in that leather market, by giving them the card instead of giving them my euros, they probably skimmed it there. I had a card by FedEx the very next day. My credit card company caught it before I did, and so worked out great. Got back and said, you know what? Done. YubiKey, the whole 9 yards, all of it. But because I don't believe in debt. I don't carry any credit card debt. I have 2 credit cards, one in absolute emergency. The other one, I put everything on it that I can, including my electric bill, because I get the points on it. And so maybe I'll do another one, another stream on that at another time. But on hardware wallets, do you utilize? You said you utilize one, Alex. You have the Ledger series.
I do have a couple things on a Ledger. I do have a bit of a different security model.
Okay.
Just because most of the wallets I have are things that I need to interact with quite frequently, and I don't always have access to a computer when I'm doing them. So I have a security model that's sort of based around mobile phones and mobile phone security. And the two big things there are never using any sort of data network or Bluetooth. So the actual antennas for those things have been adjusted by me personally. And then having very, very serious two-factor authentication for things that I do. So a lot of people know, you have a Coinbase account or a bank account or whatever, your email account, and you get a text message to your SIM card, to like your phone number in order to be able to enter things. Instead of doing that, you can set up programs like Google Authenticator to be able to go and have a code that's consistently generated and use that code that's based on the time and a certain algorithm instead of receiving a text message. Because one thing that happens as a threat model is people can clone your SIM card and actually receive text messages instead of you. So I keep it a little bit of a different security model just because of the things I'm doing in crypto. I've got a lot of stuff where it's like log in, be able to access it, and I don't rely too much on my home network just because I do a lot of mining and things like that, and I'm always nervous about that being open to threats while it's while I'm using that third-party mining hardware. Now, if I was using sort of like my own Ethereum node and set everything up myself, I'd probably have a different like sort of outlook and aspect of how I do security. But for me, my home network isn't necessarily safe, and so kind of run things off of mobile phones for the most part.
There you go. And I learned a new trick a couple of weeks ago. And on Android phones, do you have Android or iPhones?
So the best security option, generally, the most secure phone you're ever going to get is a Google Pixel, and then the latest edition of that Google Pixel. I run an iPhone for my business to be able to do stuff with Twitter and beta test applications, but my wallets are all Google Pixels. They're locked down a lot better. The fingerprint identification is a lot stronger. So I use that as an aspect of 2FA. And then just the general security model around the Google Pixel has a more recent version of Android, and so that's a lot safer of an option if you're looking at phones to be part of your security model.
There you go. And I put up on the screen Pixel 6 Pro and Pixel 6, which runs Android. One of the things that I learned a couple weeks ago is that if you do have an Android phone, the only Apple product I have is iPads. But if you do have an Android phone, there is something that if you go into your settings and you go into the about, or you go into your device setting, I think it was, but there's a way that you can turn all your sensors off. In other words, location, you can turn off location, you can turn off the camera, the whole 9 yards. And I believe if you go into your about phone and then you go to build number. And if you tap on build number like 6 or 7 times, it will open up your ability to be what's called the developer options. And once you're in developer options, then you scroll down into developer options, and then under developer options, let me find it here. Where's it at? Anyway, wherever it's at. I might be able to post something on somewhere else. But what it does is it then gives you a place where you can just click sensors on, sensors off, right on your screen by pulling it down. So you can literally pull down your phone, pull it down like that, press sensors on or press sensors off. It'll turn off your camera and any sensors sending out information on your phone. So if you're concerned about security or spying through the camera or audio or anything like that, developer options is the way to go on Android phone. And again, click on your settings, about phone, keep clicking the build number like 5, 6, 7 times until it pops up, enable developer options, and then look for it in there. I believe I saw that on a YouTube video somewhere, and I don't have the link. I'd have to go into my library to try and find it. But
absolutely, that's a great recommendation. I don't use developer options. I don't know if that opens up other avenues of attack.
Right?
I'm going to assume it doesn't, based on what I know about Android development. What I will say though is, if you have mobile devices that you're trying to keep locked down, Faraday bags are really cheap, and they basically, even if you don't necessarily turn the radios off on your phone, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile data connection, in a Faraday bag, a good, well-made Faraday bag will prevent any communication from going in and out, and that means that your phone will only communicate with the outside world when you take it out of that bag to use it. So, if you're trying to have a really good security around your phone, because you're using it for certain things, use Faraday bags. Don't have it on when you don't need it on. Things like that.
And on the same note, your wallet, make sure you get a wallet for your NFC cards that protects the NFC chip from being exposed. It's an RFID wallet, any of them on Amazon, etc. And you want to be able to make sure that people can't skim your NFC cards. So make sure you can put your stuff in a RFID wallet as well. Is one way to do it as well. And let's face it. Yep, go for it.
On that, make sure you check it, because I've bought a couple RFID wallets on Amazon, and then gone ahead and swiped my badge through for work right through that wallet. So I know that wallet's not actually RFID. So double check those wallets, make sure they actually are RFID. Absolutely recommend that.
So let's say you're someone like me that doesn't report to that JOB anymore as part of the Great Resignation. And so I don't have a way to. So how would I, as a regular user, how can I check to see if my RFID wallet is working? Any suggestions?
Oh, there's RFID readers you can pick up online. Really cheap ones, like I want to say $20-$30. You can get a pretty decent one, and just put your wallet up against it. It looks like a little tablet, basically, like a flat mouse or something. Put your wallet up against it. See if it goes through. Take your card out of your wallet, tap it. You'll be able to see the raw data, which most likely you're not going to be able to make any sense of it, but you'll know that something's scanned, and that's really what's important when you're verifying that your wallet's, doing the job you think it's doing.
Gotcha. Okay. ETH took a dump while we were talking. Yeah, 32.75, and Bitcoin is down to 42.012.
That's interesting. So Bitcoin hasn't come down as much then.
No, it has. It has not. It has not.
That's actually interesting. I'm gonna pick up some more. Let me take a look at this chart.
And
my centralized exchange. Another thing I want to talk about though is seed phrase storage.
Okay.
That is so important. Don't have it sure, write it down on a piece of paper, but have it in a permanent form. Get a metal stamping kit. A lot of companies sell products where it's like a stamping kit for your seed phrase, and honestly, they're super overpriced. Go get a metal stamping kit. Get some strong metal that makes sense. Get some blanks and strong metals, and make your own metal seed phrase storage. Don't have it written down on a piece of paper. And do something where you have different portions of that seed phrase in different locations that can be accessed without a significant amount of effort. Because if something does happen in your hardware wallet, because you made a mistake or you didn't store it correctly, have that seed phrase accessible in a way where you can get to it if you really need to, but it's hard to get to, and it's going to survive the fire, or it's going to survive the flood, and you're not going to be worried that everything you own is lost because you wrote something down on a piece of paper.
Okay, so while he was talking about that, I went ahead and went over to Amazon, and sure enough, there are a whole bunch of metal stamping things that you have. And there's a website that I Googled one real quick, and they just talked about Bitcoin and crypto steel seed backup tools. And there's probably ways that you can do a quick Google thing where you can stamp the numbers that correspond to a separate plate that matches the words for your seed phrase or whatever. Or some people, I've heard stories of people that take their seed phrase on their MetaMask wallets, their Coinbase, their Binance, Binance US, FTX, Crypto.com, Gemini, or whatever wallet you have, and they take their seed phrase and they split it up between relatives in different parts of the country, etc., or somebody they trust, or a safe deposit box even, or something. Well, until the banks fail. Maybe not a safe deposit box. I probably wouldn't go that far. But maybe you split up that seed phrase into threes in terms of three people that you absolutely trust. And so that if something ever happens to you or the contents where the seed phrase is located, that your loved ones or whoever you're giving it to might be able to do it. So that is great advice as far as seed phrases go. And as seed phrases go, remember, you don't ever want to disclose your seed phrase anywhere online, period, end of story, unless you are recovering a wallet using that phrase. So an example of that, let's say you get a new computer and you turn on that new computer and you download your favorite browser, whether it's Chrome or Brave or whatever you're doing. And let's say you're using MetaMask or a Coin Wallet extension and you type it in, it's not going to remember you. It's not going to let you enter in your password that you use to access that wallet. What it's going to require you to do is it's going to require you to enter in your seed phrase. That is an example of when you would have to utilize that. But please do not ever, ever, ever on your computers, when you are making a new wallet, do not take that seed phrase and save it to a Word file, or gosh forbid, an Excel file, or something that can be hacked. Don't ever put it in a notepad file and say, well, I'll just keep it in this folder here and I'll encrypt this folder into a Word document and I'll be safe, right? No, sir. Because if somebody, or ma'am, if somebody gets into your computer, they can get into that file and grab those passwords and grab that wallet. I've heard of people taking an old Kindle. Like, you guys remember those? This was like years ago. Taking an old Kindle, disabling the Wi-Fi on it, and putting their wallet stuff on those things. And people can do that. There's a lot of different ideas you can get with. Just don't be the guy that puts all their crypto on a laptop and throws it away in the dump.
Yeah, and another big thing about that is for those of you using hot wallets, there's a couple important things you should know about that. The first is when you're creating a hot wallet, when you're interacting with the internet, ever doing anything, please use a VPN. If you're doing anything, use a VPN. That goes especially true for all your banking transactions, all your communications. But for your crypto stuff, if you're using a wallet, if you're connecting with your wallet to another location, use a VPN. That is number one rule of navigating this space. You need to use a VPN just to preserve a sort of safe network on your side of the house. The other thing I'm going to say is something I learned recently and I hadn't realized until I started making a lot of wallets, is when you make a hot wallet using a tool like MetaMask, the initial location in which you create that wallet can't be removed. So if you create a MetaMask wallet on your home computer in your browser, you're like, oh, I'm going to set up my wallet before I get secure. That wallet's always going to be on that computer until you go and delete all your software, delete the MetaMask extension, delete all records of that. That wallet's always there. You can't just go click something and remove it. You have to be very deliberate about deleting the entire wallet software.
And let's say that you buy a new computer. What is the only way to destroy anything that's on the old computer? What do you got to remove? The hard drive.
Only remove the hard drive.
Correct.
Right? So there's actually more. A lot of people don't know that a lot of the important information can actually stay on your RAM. It can stay within your CPU. And there are people who go and scratch through garbage and, they find a nice looking computer on the side of the road. Oh no, hard drive's gone. Well, they put up a new hard drive into it and they run their software to see what was on the RAM, see what was in local memory on the motherboard. So it's not just your hard drive. When you're going to get rid of a computer, delete all the software, go do a disk cleanup, and then do some stupid stuff on there that's going to overwrite all the other stuff that you were doing before, because your other components of the computer besides the hard drive forks up the memory. And then that memory is a lot smaller because it's meant to be active quickly, but it is there. So don't only, remove the hard drive and wipe stuff. Do everything you can to put a whole new series of information through the system, because if you're someone who has a very large portfolio in crypto and you're throwing away a computer, burn that thing in fire or something. Be really careful about what you're doing.
And as you can see, I put a nice picture of a sledgehammer on the screen. I would even take it one step further. Pry the RAM chips off the motherboard, smash that thing to bits, destroy the hard drive, throw it all in a fire, and then split it up like the 4 dead horsemen in 4 different parts of the world. And then, my friends, you may be actually safe. So it depends on how far you want to go.
Yourself by hand. Go peel gold off of it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a business. I mean, bless them for being able to do that. But there's a lot of other countries in the world where they make their money getting the precious metals out of motherboards and things of that nature because of what's used in them, whether it be the silver or maybe in some cases palladium, rhodium, whatever. You can all Google catalytic converter theft in your area of crime where you live, as people are trying to get the platinum, the palladium, the rhodium, and the silver out of catalytic converters.
I was living in Los Angeles, and not the best neighborhood. I was over in Eagle Rock for a little while, and catalytic converters were gone on every vehicle, and I have a hybrid looks like there's no muffler. I swear that's the only reason, because everyone else on the block is missing one. There's a question in the YouTube comments from Irvin. There's a ton of VPNs. What do you guys use? Personally, I've got a few different VPNs that I use because I like to diversify my risk. A very good developer and cybersecurity expert that I know strongly recommends Surfshark. Taking gold from the PC parts first. Yeah, strongly recommends Surfshark. It's super cheap to use a VPN, and you know, do your own research. Each one has their own pros and cons. Obviously, the way you sign up and set up that VPN can have effects. Some people set up VPNs at the level of like their home Wi-Fi router, and there are ways to do that in tutorials. So really, you know, make sure you try to have a security mindset whenever you're working with crypto and whenever you're working with large sums of money, because that's as much of a risk as the price going down.
Yep, and Surfshark is one of them. Some of the other ones that are out there are, what is it? NordVPN is another one. Here's a good question, Alex.
Yeah, I currently have NordVPN on my home computer.
Yep.
I don't know how much I recommend it for crypto things. So.
Hey, Alex, you know what? I've got a, let's just call it a TP-Link router, and in there, or Netgear, it says, hey, I can just enable VPN through my router here using OpenVPN. How about that?
I don't trust security at the router level at all. There's a little known thing to the public that's very well known in cybersecurity that routers absolutely suck. And so, you know, that little button that you can push to enable people to connect to your home router, yeah, try to like destroy that, like pull it out or something. Don't let that be there. Don't let some guy you think is your friend go press a button on your router and come back 3 days later with a ban and say, holy shit.
And with go ahead.
OpenVPN, you know, there are a lot of OpenVPN suites. There's like Tor VPN and OpenVPN and quite a few other public projects. If you're not a developer, auditing the code yourself and doing all the work yourself, I recommend sticking with off-the-shelf solutions.
Right. And there's something also, do yourselves a favor, log into your 192.168.1.1 on your browser, go to the underside of your router, hopefully you have a cable modem first, then you have a router. Please change the password on your router software. Every single company uses admin as the username, which can't be changed, and then password as the password. I have helium miners, and I've set up helium miners in people's houses that I split profits with, and probably 75% of those hotspots that I place in their houses, their router is all user and then password. And then I have them pick the password, I have them type it in, and I don't look at it, and I help them add that protection. But what I've got up on the screen now is WireGuard, and there's an example where you can take your cable modem and then do VPN tunnels and create basically a firewall of your own choosing using something like WireGuard, and then go to your router or go to two routers if you want to separate your work stuff network from your home network stuff. It's beyond the scope of basic network security firewall stuff, but if you really want to get deep in the weeds, Google some WireGuard home network setups, and you can get a lot of good stuff on there. You can possibly do it yourself. It's a little tougher if you do decide to do it yourself, but there's a lot of steps involved in it. But it is, if you're worried about that network security like Alex was talking about, number one, at least get yourself a VPN to start with. Get yourself a hardware wallet if you're worried about the security of your NFTs. Get yourself, and please use an authenticator with any of your accounts. And if you have an account that contains financial assets, and let's say it's a broker account with AG Edwards or AG Edwards or whoever, TradeStation, whoever you got your broker accounts with, and logging into that account, the only two-factor authorization they have is by sending you a text message. That is probably one of the worst two-factor authorization methods, as Alex alluded to and talked about earlier. You may even want to call them and say, hey, what other two-factor authorization methods do you offer? Do I need to switch accounts to be able to do something, to use a Google Authenticator or a Microsoft? I think Microsoft has an authenticator as well. There's a few of them out there. But I would say,
quite a few.
yeah.
The only one I don't recommend
Yes.
is RSA. So RSA is a security company that's famous for not being secure. So don't go to RSA. They're a company that uses physical authenticators, which are awesome, and it's a great technology, but their methods were compromised quite a few years ago by a couple of government agencies and Middle Eastern countries, so don't use those. And also, if you were at Google Authenticator, the authentication is local to your device. So if you get a new phone, you're going to have to go and re-enable and reset up your authentication on that new device. Just heads up. It's probably safer that way.
There is a way with Google Authenticator that you can add in your seed phrase, because Google Authenticator starts you off with a seed phrase as well of, I think, 16 different words. And then you can re-enable Google Authenticator on a new phone and back it up using that seed phrase, I believe.
So.
I believe that's the case.
Start using Google Authenticator again.
There you go. Well, try it out. You can try it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, I have enough phones to check, so I'll get back to you.
There you go. All right. I want to look up one other thing here that we looked at. Let's see here. There we go. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, we're good. All right. One other thing I want to cover, which I think I put in the notes we would cover. But if you guys are not aware, you can get your own. Oh, we covered this right at the very beginning. But you can get your own Ethereum name. In other words, I could type in, and let's see here. If I go to right bottom screen, click on here, you can go to Ethereum name service, and I'll drop this link in the Twitch chat. Let me do that real quick. And it's app.ens.domains and then /, and you can look up Ethereum name service. So for example, if I type in Wall Street Bulls, let's see if it comes up. Somebody bought it, and it expires on 10/27/2022. So that one is unavailable. If I type in CryptoSonar before any of you degenerates do the same thing, you're too late. I own it. Unavailable. But you can type in anything. You can say, let's see, Jacobs Engineering, and you'll say, well, who the heck is Jacobs Engineering, and why do I care? Well, that one's available because I put an extra E in it. Hold on a second. Jacobs Engineering, there we go. Jacobs Engineering carries the stock symbol J, I believe. Yep, Jacobs Engineering. So this is a company that is the symbol J, and they spun off and basically merged from CH2 Hill. CH2 Hill? I think that's who it was. I wrote down a sticky. Anyway, I bought this bad boy today. They have 55,000 employees, and they do over, I think, 16 or 17 billion dollars. And I now own that Ethereum address. And then I picked up another one. I picked up another one off the New York Stock Exchange today, and that's Fortune Brands. And Fortune Brands, I own that one as well as of today. So if I type in, well, that's the contract one. If I typed in Fortune Brands, so this is more long-term things. So if you guys think about when you had the .com and then you had .net, you could go in there and buy these names, and maybe somewhere down the road, maybe the company may want to buy it back for me. I don't know.
Have you ever talked about, I don't know if you've talked about beer.eat on the stream before?
No, What did it go for?
Like, nothing. I think Budweiser picked it up.
Really?
Yeah, it was not a significant amount. It was a very insignificant amount compared to the value of having beer. First of all, it's
here it is.
A 4-letter word, so
yeah, it costs more
in itself, right? But just insane, right? Insane to be the company that will now forever be referred to as like beer on the Ethereum blockchain.
Imagine you go to an auction, a silent auction or a charity auction or something like that, and they say, hey, if you want to donate some crypto, just donate it to beer.eth. Type that in as a wallet address, and you'll be able to make your donation versus trying to figure out and do a QR code or something like that. So here's beer.eth, and it was made 2 years ago, and then it was minted, and then it was sold. So what ENS did a couple of years ago is they reserved a whole bunch for themselves and then sold them on the secondary market. So they initially sold it for 5.5 ETH to Frelissimo, it looks like. And then for 15 ETH, he sold it to E97FB3. Now, 2 years ago, Ethereum was probably, $500-600. So it wasn't as much. But look at this. 5 months ago, 30 ETH. So what's 30 ETH right now? So 3350 times
5 months
30.
ago, it's probably like $4,000 as well. So $120,000 for your.
Let's see. Only August 11th. Let's see here. So August 11th. I can tell you exactly right now. So let's take a look. Let me go to a 30-minute. Should take me back to about.
Oh, you can actually pull it up on Etherscan. It shouldn't have the dollar now. I just realized that.
Oh yeah, that's true too, huh? But when was it? August something. So August something like 3,400 somewhere on there. Yeah, it was in the same range it's at right now. So call it 3,300. But then take a look at what it sold for after that. Oh yeah, that was the last one. So here's a couple transfers here. So these transfers 8 days ago might just be to a more secure wallet. So he may have shoved it.
Otherwise, they're locking up their NFT and making sure nobody gets it.
Yep. So basically, they bought that thing for $99,000 for beer.eth. So there you go.
Stole it.
They stole it. They stole that thing. But that's something you can do, and you can just simply go to ENS. You can then type it in and see if the name is available, and then possibly purchase it, and you might make some money off it down the road. Or if you have your own brand you're creating, you might want to do that too. Like CryptoSonar. I bought CryptoSonar a few weeks ago. Paid the gas for it and locked it up for I think 5 years or whatever. And but it's something that you can do, and it might be another way to make money. You can make money. You can still make money Ethereum mining. If you have a computer with at least 6 gigabytes of RAM and at least NVIDIA 1060 with 6 gigabytes of RAM or above, or a Radeon of a 570, even a 470, I think, has 8 gigabytes of RAM, you can still mine Ethereum to this day. And you can use a pool. I highly recommend Nano Pool. It's one that I like to use myself, and I have $538 in there right now. My mining rig, I have 8 of them. R7 is down because it's one of my other computers. So I have one of them that's down right now, which is fine. But you can look at Ethereum name service, and you can go on OpenSea, and you can take a look at activity. And it looks like I just learned this. You can change your avatar and attach it to the address.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of cool things you can do with ENS. So you can point it to an NFT.
Yep.
You can attach Twitter accounts and text fields and
change the background.
Social accounts. Yep. And very cool thing you can do if you go to your ETH domain. So, for example, beer.eth, and you put .xyz at the end of it, you can actually look at all the contents of that wallet.
.xyz, right?
Yeah. And so it'll take a couple seconds to pull everything up, but
booyah!
Whatever that person has in their wallet.
Come on, man! They bought Kegerator. So the same
I'm
one.
not watching the screen live. I'm a little bit delayed.
Oh no, that's okay. So they own beer.eth. They own, looks like Life of the Party, some hand drawn Budweiser rocket, Budverse Heritage can, Draftline.eth, Beyond Beer.eth, and
Tom Sachs rocket?
huh?
Is that a Tom Sachs rocket? The rocket
Yes,
factory rocket?
yes, it's a Rocket Factory rocket.
Awesome.
Yep, Life of the Party. View on OpenSea. We can do that. Might even be a little bit quicker. Look at that. I don't own any Rocket Factory. I think these are some of the coolest things, man.
Dude, you're awesome. I just was not into ETH as heavily enough at the time.
Yeah.
Windows were coming up to be able to pick one up.
Well, you know,
These days, it's not too late, but
you can buy a cup of noodles for 1.75 ETH. You can buy a cup of noodles, Tom Sachs Rocket Factory, cup of noodles nose cone, man. Yeah, that's cool. But going back to beer.eth, I mean, it's so again, whatever the ETH is, you can go into whatever the name is, .eth, .xyz, and you can view what's in that wallet. So let's say I want to say, let's say Amazon.
Ooh, I'm gonna follow along on my phone here so I can
Okay.
see what you're looking at.
And if you're following on YouTube, I know there's still some folks over there. It's about a 30-second delay, and on Twitch, I think it's a little bit quicker. So that one apparently doesn't have anything in it, so that may have been segregated to a hardware wallet already. Let's see. How about IBM?
So one thing about the .eth domains, you can send it to a hardware wallet and still have it
Show up.
point to things. Yeah, so you can actually. So I did this. I gave away some ETH domain names for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it'd be a cool gift. So I actually set them up before I sent them to the wallets that they were going to live in. So I was able to put all the information in, point them to the right wallet, and then send them after doing all that work.
Very cool.
So you can still put your ENS domain into cold storage.
Okay. Here's one that I just saw in their activity, graphicscard.eth. And same person owns MetaMasking, Moaning, Cash God, Materialistic, Reproduce, and Installing.eth. And here's something new. I just discovered this probably a couple weeks ago, that you can do emojis.eth, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just crazy.
It's wild. I don't know how that works out because I know Unicode, like characters do have a little bit of they're kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the internet in terms of like the developer formatting. And,
Exactly.
Not every developer writes with Unicode in mind. Sometimes they do it in certain native languages, which is why sometimes you'll go to a website and like it'll be a French website or something, or maybe like a Russian or Japanese website, and you're using Google Translate, and then you go type something and it doesn't show up. Developers don't always develop on Unicode; they develop in their native language usually. So, emoji and ENS names, pretty dope, pretty cool. Can't disagree with that. Are they going to work for everything in Web3? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, good luck trying to find those symbols on your phone if you ever wanna do something on there, because you just won't. But yeah, Tom Sachs Rocket Factory, 1,900 items, and the floor is 1.49 ETH to get into one, the cheapest one. The 7-Eleven body just sold for 1.96 a day ago. So it looks like every 4 or 5 days. Well, they were a little over the weekend. They were active over the weekend. Sold a few there, but here's. Nope, I'm not going to click on that one.
That New Year's money that came into the market.
Holy cow!
Can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about how OpenSea and NFTs have had record days for the past, like, basically since the day after New Year? It's been record day after record day.
Yep.
What's going on here? What do you think that is?
So they were up to, gosh, what's their total? I saw it earlier today, and I can't remember. Something like $8 billion now, but like 700 million. Yeah, the activity that they've had on OpenSea, and it's got to be one of two things. Either it's a whole bunch of whales manipulating for sales volume in anticipation of my own theory, Coinbase NFT marketplace coming to fruition and opening, so that when Coinbase NFT universe opens, they can say, well, yeah, Coinbase is at that, but man, we do billions of volume. They're just doing that. Keep your NFTs with us. I don't know. I'm just totally guessing, but I I think I can throw up. But go ahead and expand on that because you might have something on that too.
Yeah, I don't. That's an interesting one. I didn't even really think about that one too much. I guess it's viable. So when they hit some record number of transactions at some point, I want to say in November of last year, and 10% of that was from one flash loan on the CryptoPunk that was like worth more than the GDP of most countries.
Correct. Got it.
To the extent to which transactions printing to OpenSea are actually valuable transactions of actual trading volume is it's clearly not true, right? A lot of money going through OpenSea is people inflating prices on projects or buying from themselves to price manipulate markets that are unregulated. And
Yeah,
even though they're transparent, even though people can do research, people don't know how to do that research. And so there's a lot of bad actors who will go into a collection and create fake volume to pump their own bags.
Correct. And I think that's probably, a pretty accurate statement of what could be happening. I think I was right on my guess there. It looks like, so this year, since January, this story was published today. They've done, in the first 4 days of January, OpenSea has conducted $700 million in trading volume. Crazy. In 2020, they did 21 million in total transaction volume. As of 2021, it recorded over 12 billion in transaction volume. If you took 700 million divided by 4, that's 175 million a day times 365, 630 billion, whatever they're going to end up with, $63 billion of transactions. It's crazy. And I think you're right, Alex.
What's the GDP of the UK?
Yeah, got me. Well, let's see. I bet we can figure that. Did it mention UK?
Or Germany or the UK? Some Eurozone country that we have a barometer for.
Here we go. I'm pretty good at quick research. In US dollars, in the billions, $2,707 billion GDP in the UK. So this would be, wow. Yeah, I don't even want to.
So OpenSea would be what, a tenth of the UK's GDP
Yeah.
in transactions? Like that's absolutely insane.
Two of them themselves, Mutant Ape Yacht Club and Bay Yacht Club, amounted to 1.3 billion on their own.
You know what? So actually, this is the other side of the argument.
Yep.
And I think there's some significant merit to these arguments. Like these are legitimate purchases. So generally, I think a lot of people are getting into NFTs in 2022 because, the holidays see a lot of people teaching about NFTs and things, and this community, the NFT community's growth has been organic and will continue to be organic for some time throughout the next year. And so I think part of this is just organic growth happening all at once because people are communicating with the holidays. I think another big factor is taxes and the fact that OpenSea is actually a very Euro-centric exchange. So most of the NFT transactions in the world actually happen on Binance Smart Chain.
Correct.
But Binance Smart Chain has coverage over the Asian Pacific and some of South America. And so when we see transactions on OpenSea, we're not seeing global NFT sales. We're seeing, U.S., Australia, and Singapore, and European
Europe.
NFT
Yep,
sales.
European Union.
And so
That's correct.
Part of that, I believe, is just tax season because all those tax seasons end on the calendar year. And then this question was used. So the Mutant Apes or generally Bored Ape Yacht Club has had some insane valuation success over the past, I want to say, 2 weeks.
Correct.
They've really been pumping up. They've really been having some insane sponsors come in and announcements, and there's some very significant price movement there. Flip CryptoPunks at some point, or flipping, or switching back and forth between that, which, I mean, that was bound to happen, I think, at some point. I don't know why people are surprised about that. But the mutant ape theorem is a tool. So if you don't know about the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs, the Bored Apes are they're pictures of apes. They're like a streetwear brand. And part of that ecosystem is something called mutant apes, which are created by taking an original ape and combining it with a different NFT called the mutant ape serum. And so what happened was the rarest mutant ape serums had gotten held onto, never got used to create a new mutant, which is a different NFT collection. And so what happened over the past 7 days, right after Christmas, is someone went and bought one of the 4 remaining mutant ape serums, and I think that was at a price of like 100 each or 1,000. It was something crazy, or absolutely insane. You'll be able to see it on our if you look at the ape serum. But so that was a huge purchase, and then that inspired the other sort of people within the Bored Ape ecosystem to go ahead and start making more transactions around those projects. So I believe that huge numbers coming from the mutant apes are not the false printing to the tape that we saw with CryptoPunks earlier this year, but actual exchange of valuations, because so many people who are early to these projects have such insane levels of liquidity from being able to take advantage of that price movement over the past really 12 months.
We have a question in the YouTube chat. Is Nifty Gateway still in the secondary market game?
Yeah, Nifty Gateway is still in the... So I hate the idea of calling it a secondary market, but yes, Nifty Gateway is in the secondary market. And I think we can have I'm definitely excited to have a larger conversation around Coinbase and some of the rumors I've been hearing about Coinbase. So from my current, from the Twitter Spaces rumor mill and my current understanding of Coinbase's objectives, this first iteration of Coinbase NFTs is going to be a very public, very driven, very specific move towards particular projects that are very good publicity for them. And so most projects are not going to be listed on the Coinbase marketplace, from my understanding. And there's a pretty significant verification process and number of Coinbase partners that will be on a Coinbase NFT marketplace. So I think outside of those projects, I don't think Coinbase is going to be doing many secondary sales initially. So what we're going to be looking at is OpenSea as, sort of the backup layer in space. But I've been really interested by Nifty Gateway, Wearable, Tezos, the Tezos ecosystem, VeChain, Mutable X, like all of these different projects that have come to compete against OpenSea's sort of dominance that have built. I'm really interested to see how they maneuver for 2022. I think we can see some very, very cool things come out of it. And if nothing else, maybe some pressure to change what Coinbase is doing, because I know a lot of people in the NFT space hate what Coinbase has been up to, and so if we could just get, OpenSea has been up to, so if we could just get OpenSea to be, a smidge better, I feel like that would be a win.
And one of the things that, there was talk on OpenSea. I know there was talk last year. I don't know if there was talk the year before because I had browsed it, but I didn't buy my first NFT until 2021. So I've only been in the NFT purchase space since June of 2021 is when I purchased my first NFT. But one of the drawbacks on OpenSea was they were going to tokenize it. And one of the things was that, there's going to be an OpenSea token. People that transact on OpenSea were going to allegedly receive that, right?
Yeah, so that was 100% rumor mill, and that was from OpenSea getting a CFO.
Gotcha.
And so the first thing that the CFO did when they got into their position was say, "We're not doing a freaking token," and the sentiment around that was more like, "We're never doing a token."
Because why would they when they can just go file public like Coinbase did?
Right. Well, so
that's the other side of this coin. Will OpenSea go public? Will they IPO?
I think
They're
they will.
obviously a unicorn, right? They're 2021's dream child. Like in terms of tech unicorns, OpenSea takes the cake. They've had ridiculous amount of transactions, ridiculous amount of revenues. They've kept really, really lean. So in terms of acquisition targets and transitioning and cashing out for the current OpenSea leadership, great opportunity, great place to be in.
Right.
With that said, I don't know if that IPO is necessarily the direction you're going to want to go. I think they're best suited for an acquisition just because they don't seem willing to execute in a way that would allow them to IPO within the United States, and they are an American company. And
Correct.
so until OpenSea either frankly gets their act together or they decide that they're going to sell off to a different parent company, possibly Coinbase, that would be the most interesting move.
Imagine if that happened, because like I'm one of those that believes, and I've got the chart up on Coinbase right now. And if you look at when it IPO'd, if I go to a daily chart here, and it IPO'd on 14th of April of last year, and then you go into what did I have, the 4 hour there?
Dude, I'm not looking at.
Well, that's okay. You're behind. I know. But if you look at where this, in my opinion, when you talk about stocks, and I talk about stocks a lot, off of their last most recent high, not their all-time high, but they're down $129, down 35.6% since the 9th of November through today. They're off of their all-time high of 429.54 because, in my opinion, the traditional market, call it the Citadels, call it the NYSE, call it the NASDAQ, call it the hedges or whoever, they would never want to see Coinbase succeed because it is the exact opposite of a financial asset holding company away from fiat currency, such as the US dollar, such as the euro, such as the Japanese yen, etc., such as the UK pound, whatever denomination you're talking about, the Australian dollar, whatever it is, whatever currency on Forex you're ape enough to degen into. But, I own a good amount of Coinbase in my non-taxable accounts, and I just ride it, and I'm just letting it sit. And if you look at their earnings of what they've done, other than the last quarter where they missed it, where their actual was $1.62 per share, they were estimated $1.74. The one prior to that is when basically Ethereum and Bitcoin, Ethereum hit almost 4,800, whatever it was, Bitcoin hitting 60,000. They raked in $6.42 a share versus $2.32. Now their next report date is the 11th of February, and the estimate is $1.91. So I think what Wall Street is doing, and the ones that are following it, are purposefully elevating the earnings per share estimates so that they cannot and will not. Absolute market manipulation in only my opinion. And go ahead.
We know those sort of rankings and EBS and research system on Wall Street is absolutely bonkers. And you'll put out an estimate 2 days after you dump all your shares and go from a buy to a hold, and the market takes a dump. Like, we know these things are manipulated. It's not
right.
Like, I don't even feel ashamed to say this anymore. Like, it's not a conspiracy. This is the reality of the market. This is what all the people on the street know. This is how hedge funds make their money, right? Like, they know what's going on. They know that if Kramer does a little pump, the next day it's going to take a little pump. Like, all of these things are things that full-time traders know. And if you're on stream right now, CryptoSonar knows what the hell he's talking about. Like, absolutely, personally think Coinbase is undervalued. Also think the price might still go down because of everything that he's brought up here. One thing I will say though, and CryptoSonar, you alluded to this by having this in your retirement account. This is the only way, as an American citizen, you're going to get exposure to cryptocurrency exchanges from 2022 to, I'll say, 2028. Right? You want exposure to the cryptocurrency exchange action in your portfolio, in your retirement account, it's Coinbase. There's no other company that you can buy and there's not going to be another company that you can buy because all the competitors are set up in Singapore or in Hong Kong. They're not moving to the States because the States cannot get its act together. And I was really excited by what I saw at the cryptocurrency hearing, congressional hearing a few weeks ago. But it's the start of a very long process, and the same way we see problems on a state-by-state basis, you need to find the gems as well. I think Coinbase has done a really good job of navigating the legal waters here in the United States. I think USDC, as an organization, has also done a pretty good job. They have their problems, don't get me wrong, but in terms of showing to the U.S. government and to New York finance leaders that it's a relatively stable project with a decent backing, I think USDC has done a similar thing in navigating the legal waters here. Now, we keep an eye on the teams that are in those projects when they go to other places, because that is where the true value is going to be when those people go and move to the next unicorn and turn it around from a slobbering mess to a very presentable child that you can work with.
Correct. And it's something that, it's just one of those companies. And just to reiterate, it's like if everybody's against it, it's going to succeed in spite of all of that negativity surrounding it by other Wall Streeters and those that don't like this particular space that we're invested in. But the main thing is, don't have all your eggs in one basket. Don't, everybody that knows me personally knows I have multiple baskets. I have multiple income baskets. I don't just trade daily as a pattern day trader through the IRS. I do trade daily. Sometimes I don't make trades. The last trade I made this week was on Tuesday when I sold my 25 Boeing calls that were coming to mature on January 14th to $205 calls. I sold at 1070. That's the last trade I made. I may do some trading tomorrow morning, but I am going to stream tomorrow morning as well. So if there's any other, we're about ready to wrap this up now. I think we've been on almost 2.5 hours, man. Good job.
Hang on, E-Money.
Yep.
E-Money made it back.
He did.
About Coinbase NFT. Yeah, I just saw him pop in here. I didn't even realize.
Oh, I didn't either. E-Money, welcome back, buddy. He's in listening mode.
He's in listening mode. Yeah, thank you.
He probably didn't notice that we were on there. But if you have any other questions for us before we jump off here, drop it in the chat. Stay away. In my opinion, stay away from things like GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. If you look at that thing over the last year, negative, minus 28%. So if you would have held Bitcoin itself over the last 52 weeks, 365 days, you would have been up 1.81%. If you would have bought GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, it's just a mirror, and you're going to lose it because of the fees that are involved in there. So be careful with some of the stuff that you buy there. Make sure you have a hardware wallet. Make sure you're dealing with legitimate, reputable exchanges, legitimate, reputable NFT projects. You can reach out to Alex Borges Actual. You can reach out to myself. You can reach out to eMoney 2Zips. If you guys got a topic or a project, not that you want to shill, okay? I don't know that we're going to be shilling NFT projects, but if you have a decent project you want us to take a look at, do a little bit of due diligence. We'll be happy to do it. eMoney, go ahead, dude.
Oh, sweet. It worked. God, computers, man. It's like, you gotta be a wizard to work these things. Okay, so Coinbase NFT. So,
yep.
My thing about Coinbase NFTs is that I've had a lot of use with Coinbase. I think that they have some benefits that they give to people, but there are some other issues that I've also experienced that drive me absolutely insane. Like, I don't understand why you're serving the decentralized community and you're also doing fractional reserves. The other thing that has bothered me is that they have changed rewards that were promised on assets, particularly ETH and a couple of other ones, but ETH is the big one because when you stake your ETH with Coinbase, it can't be unlocked. So as people were staking their ETH at 7% when I started, what ended up happening is that they lowered the percent from 6, and then 5, and then 4, and never gave anyone a chance to pull their assets out. Now, anyone that's heard me rant about OpenSea knows that one of my biggest beefs with them, besides their abysmal customer service and their absolute refusal to do anything that a normal business would do, like hire more people to help, is that they changed their terms of service on their contract, which I didn't even know that they could force that change in the contract to go through. But now they can remove your collection for any reason whatsoever, no questions asked, if they feel like it. Do they do that all the time? No. But you know, the issue that I take with that is that there's not even a mechanism to resist that. You could just wake up one day and your collection could be pulled down. Now, the only times they've done it are when people have raised complaints about brand issues or content, so far as I know. But when you start talking about Coinbase and their much bigger market, like there's a lot of people that are doing crypto that are literally only using the Coinbase app.
Correct. That is correct.
So you're going to have a lot of other people getting into these NFTs. And my question is, you know, are like, what, I just don't know what kind of ethical model Coinbase is going to follow, because they've shown time and again that they don't, they will absolutely make changes for their benefit at the expense of their users whenever they want. And you know, if any of y'all were trading Loopring when it spiked up to $3.90 late last year, you know that they, like, if you had assets in there and tried to pull them out, you would get refused because they tapped out of their fractional reserve. And for days, they were only pulling back in enough. They were only doing small buys on the market to prevent the price from shooting back up, and it locked up your assets. So, like, I could have done some stuff with that at that time, and it was either sell it back Coinbase or wait for them to get their act together. And that kind of mentality and the fact that they didn't actually address the issue makes me hesitant about parading around with the idea of, you know, Coinbase is going to be the best.
Right.
I'm going to wait on that and see how that plays out. You know, hopefully they put a lot more focus on that, because the service fees that they could earn from trading are going to be, I think within like a year, when NFTs start having integration into other things in our lives, I think that the trading aspect is going to be a huge price driver for them. But we'll see how they play it.
Yeah, and the best advice that I can give anyone is, if you're trading and using Coinbase, please don't do it on Coinbase.com. Please don't do it on Coinbase Wallet. Please don't do it on MetaMask. But if you're going to use Coinbase, open up your Coinbase account and then immediately open up another browser tab and type in pro.coinbase.com, authorize it, and do your trading there. Your fees will be significantly lower. You get a lot better information, and that's what the dashboard looks like. So you can switch to the market, and this is just Doge that I have up. Now, you can't do any of the fancy stuff like I do over on TradingView with all the indicators and whatnot, as Ethereum continues to drop like a rock here. But if you're going to do trading over there, you can do your fees. Always do it as a limit order. And if you can, do it as don't do it as a taker, do it as a maker. You're going to get a lot lower fees if you trade in volume like I do. So I use them. I use Binance. Binance.us. Binance.us was not allowed in the state that I was in prior to this one. Binance itself was kicked out. They're still not allowed, I believe, in New York State and a few other states. But as we watch Ethereum here drip away, do your research. I've never had an account with Gemini or FTX. I'm not going to do crypto.com. I'm not going to do Hood. None of that stuff. I'll stick to the big ones. But
one I will recommend,
yeah,
actually, where I got my start was BlockFi. Not a good trading and execution platform, but if you just want to buy and hold and explore and get a little bit of interest income, their interest rates are pretty good compared to the rest of the market. And it's custodial, so you can take your stuff out.
Right. Yeah. Make sure and if you're going to do any staking, like E-Money said, look at the terms, look at your lockup period and everything, because you got to know what you're getting into before you should know what you're getting into before you jump into the deep end. Right. All right. I think that's probably going to be about it for this evening. E-Money, anything else to add? Thanks for stopping back in, bud.
Nope. Fucking let's go Bulls.
Let's go Bulls. Let's go Bulls. Alex, how about you?
Thanks for having me. It's been really awesome. I want to hear you close it out with a bottom number for tonight for E.
Oh, bottom number for tonight. Okay. All right. So let me look into my crystal ball here, and let me move out. I was looking on the 4 hour. Now I gotta go. I'm gonna delete this one. Huh?
Can the devs do something here? Isn't there a fixed market button?
Yeah. Where's the? I think you just hit your any key. Your any key. Well, you can look at where we're at. I mean, we're at levels right now, and you can look at the volume though. I mean, one of the things I look at is I go back into the next run, and if I go back into the last run up, when was the last run up? Well, the last run up we're looking at in 22 July, and so from 22 July, if we look at this buy signal here to the last high where we topped out, 4,600. Well, we can go up to this one, 4,770. 48.67 was the high on last year. That's 155% increase since July 22nd. Okay. So July. So we're really talking about what, 7 months here, right? July, August, September, October, November, December, six months. So, but if you look at the level we're at a level right now of 2 October, 22 August, and I'm looking for another one. I don't see it here because you have to discount all this now. This is the huge run up that got us back up to 4,500, somewhere around there, which was back in May of last year. So now you say, okay, what territory are we in? And I've got some customized MACD down here. I've got some customized RSI down here. And what I look to for a buying situation is I'm always buying on a 3-minute for the most part and following my own customized signals. I look for my blue line above the red. I look for it to be in an oversold condition, which means dropping below my dotted on the bottom down here. And then I'm looking at my 200 MA and my 180 MA, which is my 180 MA is turned off right now. And we've broken that. So if we're breaking that, but look at this line right here. Look at this moving average. If you look at this moving average and you say, well, what's the next stop? Well, the next stop is right here. The next stop down, you're talking about levels of 2,800 or so. Are we going to go there? I don't know, because I believe that we might have some good. We're right at resistance right now of where we were back in August. If you're looking at this and you're discounting some of this fudgy stuff over here, you're saying, okay, the last run up from July when we had a lot of money coming in, now we're going to look at the volume. When I look at this last one in July, look at these volume spikes here. Look at these candles on a daily, because we're looking at a daily chart. If you look at these candles on a daily chart and you go from there, you can obviously see the amount of volume sustained. We did not have a red day volume until the 12th of August. If we didn't have a red day volume until the 12th of August, then this is legitimate volume that we can look at. This is legitimate volume, but this is FOMO. All this right here is FOMO, because all these guys here took their profit right here. Okay, they took their profit, looked for a balance, looked for a fake. You had a 3-day fake check and then bottomed right back down to an old support level, which was old resistance going all the way back to June of last year. You could actually, take this line here, if I can find it. Well, sometimes it's easier because I'm on 4K monitors to draw just a new one. So if I took this one here and dragged it, look at this. We're right back to where we were somewhere in call it the end of May, June for resistance there. So you could say, okay, if it's going to go down, it's going to drop back down into the 2,800 level. Will it drop back down into the 2,800 level? I don't know. Give me a second here. I'll give you a decision on what I think is going to happen. Because if we drop, we're going down to here. You definitely have, but this is, guys, you're talking about a week's worth of support, right? You got a week of support here. You have 3 to 4 weeks of support here. So you're basically talking about 5 weeks of support before it would drop back down into the 2,300 level, which you had resistance here, and then you're back down. Well, forget about that. We're not going there. So looking at the volume, though, I'm not. How much of these guys still own it? Are they writing this down? Now, this is a 1-day volume spike here on the 4th of December. This was very telling. And it was around that time, sometime in December, I started talking about when it was at these levels, and I had people DMing me and telling me I was freaking nuts. It ain't going down to 3,700. No way it's going down to 3,300. Well, suck my balls, because apparently I was underestimating the amount of the fall. Because here we are sitting at 31.57, right? So I think that we have a little bit. I'm not super concerned about this candle unless we have a bounce. Asia's waking up right now. If I go to my, when does their freaking clock open? Hold on a second.
Not too long, I think, within the next
9 o'clock. Yeah, I want to say 10 o'clock or so. I got a calendar somewhere. But go ahead. Somebody give. If I had to guess, if we go down, we're going to drop first down to 3,000. We got a bottom wick candle today on 31.41. 31.40 was the drop today so far. 20 points above that right now live. If it's going to drop more, it's going to go down to the 28 level. If it cannot hold this 31, let's just call it 31.50. If it can't hold 31.50, then your next stop down is going to be this 30.50, call it 30.50, call it 1,000 from now. But the reality is it's going to go down and retest 2,800. I don't think it will, because this volume is declining. If you see my MACD down here, and I apologize, I know it's hard to see on the screen, but if you look at this volume, it's picked up a little bit, but it doesn't exceed some of these buy candles that you have over here from November and December. Now I'm going to go down lower, and I'm going to go into a 1-hour chart, and I'm going to look at the 1-hour chart, and let me get rid of this line on the 1 hour. And when you're looking at the 1 hour, you can't do TA on this. This is why you hear the term, when in doubt, zoom out. So if I was going to buy something, you know what I'm on right now, guys? This is what I'm on right now. Look at what's happening. This is a 3-minute signal that I've got a sell on that was at 7 o'clock. What time did we start to stream, Alex? 9 o'clock. So you're Eastern time. I'm Mountain time. We started at 7 o'clock. You're welcome. Apparently, I drove the ETH market all down. All this happened live while we were streaming.
Live stream next time I want to buy some more.
Yeah, right. So looking at this, I've got a sell indicator here. I don't see any buy indicators. We've been oversold all the way since 7:42 p.m. Mountain. So 7:42, 9:42, literally 2 hours ago from right now, it's sat in an oversold channel. This is the bottom line, this bottom TA down here. I'm not even looking. I'm looking at declining volume on my customized MACD stuff I use here. And I'm looking like I'm about to get across. It looks like it may want to start cross and bounce back up. What I would look for a buy is it's going to have to bounce back up into another 20 or 30 points to give an indicator. If I drop down lower to a 1 minute, I probably have a buy right now. I do. I was given a buy signal at 21:38, which was 2 minutes ago. If I was a front one, would I buy right now? I don't think I'm adding right now because this has already risen. I don't buy on the 1 minute. Okay. You guys want to really freak out? Check this shit out. This is a 1 second candle. Now you got to pay extra for this. I pay like $600 a year for this. But I operate on
not showing up on the stream.
What's not?
The 1 second candle.
Are you watching on YouTube or Twitch?
YouTube.
Okay, there's about a 30-second delay, so I'll let it sit there for a second.
Oh, got it.
Here.
Go ahead and I'll be able to see it.
No, that's okay. I'll leave it on there for a second. So this program I have through TradingView, I pay for the premium, and I extend my subscription on Black Friday because you get 60% off if you do it then. But this is, I can stream. I could go down to a 1 second. I can go down to a 1 second. But I look at a 1 minute. Typically when I'm live, I'm looking at a 30-second chart because I'm looking at the volume candles on the 30-second chart because I can group it into about a 30-minute period of trading, and I can gauge what I can consider the sentiment. Okay. You can see the purple on the VWAP there. That's your volume weighted average price. You can see the green clouds here I'm back to the 30-second chart, by the way, E-Money. You're about 30 seconds behind probably on YouTube. This is called a Bollinger Band over here. And then I've got different things set up. And so now this says right now, this second on a 30-second, now it's overbought. But is it? On a 3 minute, it's not. It dropped out of oversold. This might come back and supply me a buy signal on the 3 minute very shortly. What did I buy right now? If I was trading, because this volume does not exceed this sell volume that brought it down to here, I would not be buying this right now. Okay? Because I'm looking at the volume. So I'm not only looking over here where we're just about to enter an overbought on a 1 minute chart. Blue's over red. That's good news. Volume is coming back into it. We've got a buy signal on the 1 minute. Now I'll go to the 3 minute. And this will give me a countdown timer. On this 3 minute chart, I've got exactly 1 minute, 48 seconds. So what I would be doing at this point is I would be loading up my Coinbase or my Binance or whatever, or if it was a stock, I'd be loading up one of my brokerage accounts, and I'd be loading in the limit order in an area of where I'm comfortable buying. So remember what we were talking about when we were looking at the 1 hour chart over here, the due diligence that we're looking at on the daily. Will it hold this resistance? And I'm kind of leaning towards, I think there's a chance that we may. There is an outside chance that we may. In order for that to happen, what you would need on this 3 minute chart is you need these volume candles to exceed these right here. This volume candle right here says that these coming down, we don't have enough volume in here. So this is probably, it could be a fake out. It could be somebody very quickly trying to get a quick buy-in and a quick sell. And let's say that they nailed the 1 minute. Right now, they're up 0.72%. What's that a year? If you can trade and make 1% on every trade, you're a millionaire in a year, right? But how quick is it going to fall if it's going to fall? Questions? Shoot them at me if this is good, or if you disagree especially, or if you want to look at a different time frame.
I think that's great. I think that's really useful for traders who are looking to trade even maybe hourly as well. It's good to have in mind.
Yeah, swing trading.
Yeah, swing trading is great. And if you can make 1% a day for a year, you're freaking set.
Which I'm not. I am far from perfect. I have losses as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I am. I'm thinking I'm going to keep my eyes on candles tonight before I go to bed. I might add some more for my really long-term portfolio.
Well, here's the question. You can
a small size because
correct.
Too much dry powder.
Correct. And you've got very low volume right now in terms of any kind of impetus to say, hey, this is a solid go back, we're going back up. But here's the thing to think about with Ethereum. Any buy that you do right now should be a long-term buy, in my humble opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't do what I do. You're going to lose all your money. But with that said, when Ethereum 2.0 hits, and you have to remember, all these gas fees since August of this year under EIP 1559, they're being burned, baby. All those gas fees we're paying, those are going away. It's deflationary. The supply is being limited, which means from a deflationary standpoint, once ETH goes over to proof of stake, which won't be, in my opinion, until at least September of this year, we're not going to have something. But if you're swing trading this, and like you said, Alex, you're looking at a 1 hour chart, this is what the 1 hour chart looks like. And if you look at those volume spikes, that green volume here in this period from 6 o'clock in the morning, Mountain Time, UTC -7, through 1300 today till 1 o'clock today, that green volume that we had, bringing it back up to the 3400, did not exceed the prior 1 hour volume, which is the cause for the other people to turn around and sell off, possibly. I don't know. I don't have my whale alerts set up to see what other people are saying right now about it. But on a 1 hour, you're going to run for the hills because the volume isn't there. Again, from a day trading, there you go. Look what it just did. So it just entered a buy signal. But here's what I'm looking at. It gave me a signal based on parameters that I specifically set that I'm not going to go over into this chat at this time. I've got a blue above a red, but look where I'm at down here on my custom RSI. My custom RSI is right in the middle, which basically says it could go either way. When in doubt, zoom out. You go to a 5 minute, you say, do you have a buy there? You have a buy in a 5 minute. You have a doji on the 10 minute candle, which is basically just call a doji an indecision cross, right? Doesn't know what it wants to do. But down here on the 3 minute, if you bought it, well, you're buying it at 3204. What's it going to go up to? Well, because we have this volume on the 3 minute, does not exceed any of these other candles, I'm not convinced. Plus, it doesn't meet my rules. I'm not buying right now. Now, I'm probably going to be wrong. It's going to go back up to 3,400, and I'll miss out. Doesn't matter. I own Ethereum already, so I'm writing it down. Hold on a second. Come here. This is Liberty. Here, look up into the camera. Look over there. Look, right here. Right here. What do you want to do? You want to give me kisses? She gets jealous when I'm on stream. Get out. So I usually show her. But I actually have a dog cam, but it's not set up right now. And she's got her bed down in the corner, and it's basically just a little box that I put up in the screen, and I just go like that. But I don't have it turned on right now, so I can keep an eye on her too. But this is, now we're at 3207. So what would our buy have been? Well, when it flashed the buy, we were right about 3190, somewhere right around there. Then it went to a new 3 minute candle. So your volume, though, is still somewhat low. E-Money, chime in, man. I'm sorry. It's harder for me to get to you being on audio only.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're literally talking about shit that I have no idea about. I have no idea what a Behringer Band is and all of that fun stuff. I'm learning from you while you're talking. So
good.
Don't take my silence as not participating. I literally have notes that I'm taking right now to go look up what the hell an RSI is. And
well, it's something that
the TA analysis part of crypto has never been something I'm good at. I literally trade on news, and that was with the exception of a couple of trades that I'm very familiar with. Other than that, I don't the only stock experience I've had has literally been GME, and I don't sell that, so I don't really know how people justify when they sell and buy, because I literally just keep buying it whenever I get extra money.
Well, and my background is I used to be a financial advisor way back in the day. Then 9/11 happened. And it took about 3 years for me to be shaken out along with 70,000 of my buddies. And so I've held a Series 7, I've held a Series 63, I held a Series 65. I used to trade, the company I worked for would give me stock in my 401k, and I used to trade the stock equivalent of the fund inside my 401k. It was hilarious. But what I did was when the epidemic started to happen in 2020, what I started to do at that time was I was still working at that time, right? You're talking about January, February, March 2020. I was still working a corporate job, and I was in, middle to upper management, you consider, for what I was doing and where I was at. But what I did was I was like, man, I needed a hobby. And I was still doing crypto. I was still doing all my mining stuff. And I was still trading on the side here and there. But I was mostly swing trading because I'm working during the day. I can't watch it. Well, what I started to do was I started getting up about 2 hours before I would go into work. And I would start doing my research. I would do some research the night before. I would develop somewhat of a watch list. I had some other things that I was watching. And what I did was I started getting back into the rhythm of what made me successful in the past with trades. And I rode Boeing in 2020. I rode ExxonMobil in 2020. What I like to do when I day trade, I'm not trading, I made some money in AMC. I made some money in AMC trading it options and trading the stock. And I even posted some of those in the Reddit, I think in the Reddit, on Reddit, some of the gains and stuff like that. But I ended up making like a $500 donation to the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund in Africa, and apparently I get some freaking plaque on a wall in Africa or something like that. But I pick large cap companies that I know everything about. Okay. The reason I closed out my Boeing calls, that morning, Allegiant announced that they are buying 50 737s and kicking Airbus to the curb. I'll let you guys know tomorrow morning what those options are. I'm not going to open up my account to figure out what they closed at, but I closed those bad boys out at 1070. Why? Because I know Boeing like the back of my finger. I had no idea Allegiant was going to do that. I bought it strictly on the base of earnings that I know are going to be coming, based on past news events, what the sentiment is on the analysts, what their EPS did the last quarter, what they typically do in the first quarter, because Boeing is going to turn around, and they were up this week, and they reported earnings on January 27th. Yeah, January 27th, and they're expected at 23 cents a share loss. They came in at 60 cents a share last quarter, and the estimate was going to be 20 cents. I don't know what they're going to do yet. I haven't looked into it because right now, I don't own any Boeing. But I'm certainly look at them every single day. I look at them for trading opportunities, because here's why. When I lived in Washington State, my goal for trading full time was $190 a day. Okay. You say, well, $190 a day. Well, there's 240 trading days in a year. That's only $45,000. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of debt. I had a mortgage and that's it, because I believe in living debt free as much as you can. Whether you do Dave Ramsey or whatever, you think he's a nutcase, he's got some skills and some things that are some good things that you can do in your life. But what that represented was the following, and I'll give you a quick example of what you can do, of what you can possibly do. This is today's trading of Boeing. Okay. I didn't trade Boeing today, but let's say I did. Okay. I'm on a 3-minute chart, and let's say my signal, here's the oversold, here's the cross on the blue. I possibly would have taken a risk here. I would have ignored this. Let's say I don't get that. Let's say I'm stupid and don't get that. Let's say I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute moron. I don't follow my own rules, and I get out here. 1,000 shares of Boeing on a 19-cent gain represented $190 for me a day trading. That number I'm showing you on the screen right now is $1.56. So in that particular case, if I did 1,000 shares times $1.56, and I'm an idiot, I missed the bottom, right? I missed the top, right? But I got out down here when I shouldn't have, and I still would have made $1,560 that day. And how long? 3 hours and 3 minutes. Now, the way you do this is you figure out what your goals are. And let's say you need to make $500 a day. Okay. Well, $500 a day on 1,000 shares is how much?
Wait,
50,
say that
50
again?
if you need to make $500 a day, if you buy 1,000 shares, okay, you only need it to move.
50 cents?
Yep. So 500 shares times 0.50 cents. Oh wait, no, that's $250. You need to move. You need basically $1. Yeah. So if you have 500 shares, you need it to move $1. If it's 1,000 shares, you need it to move 50 cents. So you can take a stock like, for example, Palantir, which I still own some calls on, and those calls I'm negative on because I'm an idiot and I didn't listen to my own rules. But let's say you have Palantir is trading at 1674, and let's say today you bought it right here and you sold it when it said to sell. You missed that right there, and you did 1,000 shares. At 43 cents is $430. What's 1,000 shares? Well, 1,000 shares at when you bought it at 1644. Oops. Is $16,440. That might be a lot. To most people, that's a ton of money. But when I'm trading, I'll scale into things. So let's say I was going to do 500 shares. Well, if you did 500 shares, now you're talking about 500 shares at, what do we say, 1644? You're talking about an $8,220 buy, okay? That's normally what I might start out with. I might start out with 250 shares. I might start out with 500 shares. When I sold my Boeing calls, I didn't sell all 25 calls at once. If I did that, I would have sold them all at $9. I sold them in 3 tranches. I sold them at $9. I sold them at $10.20. And I sold them at $10.70. That's what I got out of those calls. And I think I did it in 10 calls at $9, and then 5 calls at $10.20 and 10 calls at $10.70, or reverse those, something like that. But that made me some bank, man. That made my whole month of January. I don't have to trade anymore this week. I don't have to trade anymore this month. What I do in my life, you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but this spreadsheet is every single one of my bills, every single one of my assets, every single one of my electric, my gas, my Wall Street Bulls, my Zed-Run horses, my unique unicorns. I've got an asset value on every single one of them, along with all of my cryptocurrency, along with all my other brokerage accounts. I can look every single day if I want to, but I don't. The very last day of each month, or at the latest, the first day of each month, is when I take a look at my asset and I asset value myself every time. And I readjust what my daily goal is for trading if I have one, okay? And so a lot of times I'll do Palantir, I'll do Boeing, I'll do AMD, I'll do, I don't trade in Coinbase daily because you can get wrecked. I don't do Amazon, I don't do Google, I don't do Facebook. I did do Facebook in the past and I shorted them. Because every time you short Facebook, the employees lose money in their 401k. There you go. Knowledge drop. I should do that to Twitter. I should short Twitter, right? Or go ahead, Iman. You had something.
Oh no, I was just laughing. That's funny.
It is.
Petty vengeance. It's the best kind.
Yeah, it's like, it's doing this. I don't have all my eggs in one basket. I got my eggs in a bunch of baskets. I would love to help teach people how to create additional income streams, get themselves off the debt roller coaster like the entire country of the United States is on right now. They are on an absolute debt roller coaster, which is going nowhere. And if you do not protect yourself with multiple asset classes, you're not going to be able to absorb any pain if and when that pain comes. Like if the economy crashes tomorrow and the Dow Jones Industrial Average goes down by 3,000 points and the freaking NASDAQ goes down by 2,000 points, and where's it at right now? This is the NASDAQ S&P 500 mini futures. down, or they're up 11.5. NASDAQ is looking up right now, 34. So, and the Dow futures are up as well. So I look at those before they open tomorrow. But if the Dow, which is at 36,000, drops 10,000 tomorrow, I don't care. You know why? Because I got a lot of my money in my brokerage account sitting in freaking cash right now. I don't care where the market is. I care where it is when it meets my rules to buy. I'm going to day trade the hell out of it. I'm going to get out of it so I can sleep at night. That's it. The only thing I hold in my taxable account right now, live this moment, are Palantir, when are they? January of 2023 calls. I think I have 25 of those, which are cheap. I'm talking about a position of like $3,000. The rest of it is sitting in freaking cash. So I don't care at night what happens overnight. I don't mind what happens in Asia. I'll look at that in the morning to find out what is happening before they close, etc. What's going on. I'll look at 9:30 my time when Europe closes, because that's when the volume dies, right? Which is something on the Wall Street Bulls. I believe, I forget who it was in chat that posted in there, but I believe the financial advisor they're going to have is in Germany and is registered as a financial advisory, and whatever their SEC FINRA registration is for Germany is going to be the one that if you hold the Bulls and you hold an intern, you'll have access to an exclusive channel in Wall Street Bulls for financial advice. I don't give.
So
Yep.
cool. Like that is so cool.
Yeah.
I am so excited about that. Like the first two classes I did with Einstein when they gave us those free seminars,
Which I missed.
I literally tripled my knowledge of how stock markets work.
Yeah. Well, I can give you the first rule of the stock market. Would you like to hear it? In my own opinion,
Sure, absolutely.
it is 100% a scam and total manipulation.
Oh, I'm right there with you, bro.
100%.
I'm all the way. I've been down the GME rabbit hole all the way to the bottom. I know all about DTCC. I know all about that stuff. I don't know how the actual scam part, the game of it works, but I know how the bones underneath are structured. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
The
the biggest
whole
fun of all time.
The whole ecosystem is it's all work, but
Well,
we all make money on it. So
here's the interesting thing. So looking at a let's go 10-minute chart on Boeing, if it pulls up. Okay, so we have Thursday, we have Wednesday, Tuesday. All those calls that I sold at $9, at $10.20 and $10.70, somebody took an opposite position, right? They bought those calls from me. They now own those calls, and they're down whatever amount. My hope is it's that prick at Citadel, one of the market makers. That's my hope. That's my hope that I'm trading against, or I'm trading against the market makers in the firm that holds my brokerage assets. But here's the one thing I never do. I never use market orders. I've not used a market buy order or a market sell order in probably, 2 to 3 years. Everything I do is on a limit. Now, the other thing is that by the time you type in the symbol and by the time you type in either your limit order or your stop loss, they know you've entered that order. And there are market makers that will adjust liquidity to drive it down to stop you out of a stock. So guess what else I don't do? I don't do stop losses. But that's on me, and that's burned me before. Don't do that. Don't do what I do, because you're going to lose your ass. You're going to lose your money. Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of where that's in a nutshell what I do. I am going to stream tomorrow morning live for the market open. I'll be on at a half an hour before the market opens. So that will be 9 o'clock Eastern time for you guys. I think you guys are both Eastern, and that's going to be 7 a.m. Mountain and 6 a.m. Pacific. I used to be streaming live at 6 a.m. in the morning when I was Pacific time. So I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. I'll be up and I'll be streaming again, and we can go over some more stuff there live. What I do for that first half hour is I'll go over everything as far as I'll have a little bit of a watch list, stocks I'm going to watch for the day, anything that might have happened overnight. I'll go over sentiment. I'll go over any economic indicators that are going to come out. I think, Alex, you the other day, you didn't know that the Fed minutes were going to happen until I told you, right?
Oh yeah, I've been unplugged after being so deep in it for so many years. Studied economics and governance and policy, so I'm going to be unplugged from it for a while.
Yeah, so you know all about M1 and M2 then.
Yeah, I can get some deep rabbit holes in, but that is for another stream.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, well, I'll never go in that deep. But the interesting thing when I stream is, I'll do, if somebody wants me to do a quick due diligence on a stock, I can draw some quick lines. I can look at news. The thing I like about TradingView is it gives me the news. I don't get LexisNexis. I don't have a Bloomberg terminal. So I'm still getting the news delayed by whatever amount of time from the release that the hedgies and the dark pools get before me. But I get the level 2 quotes, so I can see level 2 quotes. I can see what's going on. I do show my brokerage screen. I don't show balances, but I'll show some things in there. Sometimes I'll show positions I hold if I'm live trading it. Sometimes I won't, depending on what's going on. If somebody wants to say, hey, take a look at this, maybe not a shit going, but take a look at this shit stock. But this is over on my right. This is just one of my watch lists. I have a whole bunch that I've created. Like dividends. Like you should take all of your gains, and you can take companies like Johnson & Johnson that freaking pay dividends. And you go to daily and say, well, heck, if they're going to turn around and pay money for holding shares, why wouldn't I do that? And they paid 23 August. They paid $1.06 per share. You own 5 shares, you make $5. Then they went and did $1.06 a share again. You can take a company like Cintas, and you could say they paid a dividend in 95 cents a share. It's a $403 stock. Look at that run they made. I used to trade them. So they're a good company. You got Target that pays a dividend. You've got, Kimberly-Clark. I have a record of I have a long-term portfolio that once I make gains, if it's a good gain, 10% of those gains, I save it and I ship it off to my long-term buys. Stuff that probably my kids are going to get, or I'm going to use when I don't do this anymore, or, I don't know if I'll ever stop doing this. But there's a lot of things that you can do that it's not just about trading something and making a quick buck. I'm never in it to make a quick buck. If I go to a casino, I hit a jackpot, I walk away from the freaking machine. That's how much patience I've trained myself to do. If I make my $190, if I made $300, I'm out. I don't trade again the rest of the day. I don't need to. Why would I risk it? Am I mad that those Boeing options bounced up to $11 or $12? No. Because my cost basis was so freaking low. A profit is only a profit when you take it. The same as a loss is only a loss when you take it. Take your profits when you can, because you don't know when they're going to be gone. Cool?
That is incredible.
All right.
I got to drop off, guys.
Yeah, me too.
Insane.
Sure, but that's super cool.
Yep. If any of you guys are left over on Twitch, hit the follow if you liked any of this crap that I was talking about. If you're over on YouTube, I think there's still a couple over there. Hit the subscribe. I'll be back live tomorrow morning before the market open by myself. If you guys ever want to join or something like that while I'm in there, that's fine too. But I'll probably post a link in the chats on Discord as well, and people can start figuring out if they like what I'm doing. I usually slow it down a little bit from what I'm doing here. It's already late. It's 10 o'clock my time. I know, Alex, and E-Money, you're East Coast too, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you guys are midnight. You're starting a brand new day, man. So, yep. So E-Money, go ahead and say your goodbyes. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. Really looking forward to doing this more often.
All right, Alex.
Forwards by Wall Street Bulls.
Go Wall Street Bulls. All right, folks. That's going to do it.
Wall Street Bulls, baby.
That's going to do it for this evening. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and look for more streams on NFTs, on crypto, and I'll mostly stick to the stock stuff. And that'll be mostly doing during the mornings or major announcements on the Fed and sometimes market close too. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Appreciate it. And we'll see you all next time. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.